What's up, fellow Siege spectators and players, to another excellent playoff game. We are in the lower bracket finals for the OCS Major, powered by Gorilla.gg. Kicking it off, we do want to say a special thank you to Gorilla.gg for giving Outlast the ability to host the OCS. It's a good website with good people and great things coming from Gorilla. Check them out for more tournaments on all of your favorite games that you can think of. That's Gorilla.gg. My partner today for this cast, I am WhiskeyGlitter, is Mr. WhiskeyRun.
What's up, everyone? Thank you for joining us for another great Outlast Classic Series battle.
Today's exciting matchup in the lower bracket finale. The winner of this game is going to the OCS Major Grand Finale with the prize pool at 2,500 buckaroos. And the two teams playing this evening, taking on this head-to-head battle royale, is going to be Intelligence versus Leviathans. And if you tuned in last week, you got to watch Leviathans play Wildcard Aces, where they did get bested in a best of three. They lost the two maps in a row, including a shutout on the second map. So hoping to see that they brought their A game, had some time for some VOD review, and are really ready to go on this first map, which we will be heading to is Chalet. A nice little ski manor up in the French Alps. Very cozy mood on the inside and very constrained visibility of its exteriors. When we head there, your 4 locations to defend the bomb at will be on the 2nd floor, master bedroom and office. On the 1st floor, bar and gaming, and also dining room and kitchen. And then, of course, at the very bottom, the beast, wine cellar and snowmobile and garage. The feared.
And we are ready to go.
Ayo!
Let's go.
This promises to be a really exciting matchup. As I said, this is a best of 3, and the winner of this does go to the grand finale at a chance to take home that $2,500 prize. One team is leaving here defeated after coming all the way up through the round robin in their own league to win all the way up and get a chance at the OCS major. One team is going to have that ended for them this evening.
It's a last chance qualifier.
Well, I tell you what, baby, it doesn't get any more exciting than this, right? And as the bands come out, we do see the Flores and the Nook taking off the board. Nook huge for, of course, that flank, and it's a set of nades that are gone. And Flores, of course, huge for any sort of util clear, including getting rid of bandit charges or Jaeger charges that are in the garage. But taking out that Flores also means that we can have a little bit more utility for the extensions to be used up. So it's an interesting play. Of course, the Azame or Azami is banned out as she is probably one of the most OP defenders currently. Period. And then the Maestro ban. That's interesting.
Yeah. Well, I think Nook looked like a target ban, right? Intelligence was watching gameplay from Leviathans. For sure, they had a lot of Nook play in their previous match against Wildcard, so I am definitely not surprised to see that.
Is there any that you are surprised to see?
I mean, I don't think we saw a lot of Maestro, so that's definitely an interesting one. I do like where he's, what he's got bringing to the Chalet map, so I was expecting to see a Valk ban or a Solus ban, because we did see a lot of Solus in the previous match. So interesting, we'll see how it plays out.
Well, I think as the meta shifts to the 1st floor bomb sites, as we're headed there right now, in fact, Maestro could be huge across the board. You can hold from up top. If you got the vertical play going on, we can stop the plant from above with a Maestro cam, and with another one in sight. I mean, you're really looking at a lot of plant denial. So I mean, and of course the intel on the defensive side of it. For Leviathans, got the Echo making an appearance with the drones that are, of course, invaluable, and the Waman Castle, which is starting to become seen in a ton of strats across the board now. Warden Soda not giving any sort of flashes or smokes, jarring any sort of plant, and of course the ever-present and always annoying Mira. Also a classic on Chalet. Attacker side of it, and the spray through to the wall. There's already some battles going on. On the attacker side of it, we did bring 4 sets of nades in the pocket with the sledge and the Ayana. Also with the shield for any sort of post-plant. Breach with the thermite, and general badassery and soft breach with the Zofia. Already 2 minutes in the board, and we're already seeing sprays come out on the library area. Lots of intel saying that they're out. Showing where people are going to be at. Remind going to be rotating into that. They're going to catch somebody trying to peek up on him. Castle with the long angle onto Mez. Going to be looking for that first sort of contest if they jump in the window, which they have. We try to get that vertical and call out the roamers early. No Dokkaebi or Lion, so sussing them out by sound would be a little bit more difficult, but they do have yellow pings going out. They do know where they're at, so Thermite is going to go ahead and breach the wall.
Oh, so close on that Mira, taking out Zofia.
And quickly, Ayana and Sledge are ripped off the board, taking this man advantage to the attacker side as another one falls. Double kill.
Looks like now we've got both of the attackers down on the first floor, but some of the Leviathan team is still upstairs. Looks like 3 players.
45 seconds left. We're going to start to see a sort of a panic movement as they still are going to have to try to get any sort of diffuse down as Thermite does hold on to that diffuser, but he does take a little bit of damage as the spray from the side goes back to an angle on Kitchen. And Castle's going to be probably coming down for that flank, and we could see the defensive collapse onto the attackers pretty quickly as 2 are up there. Triple kill for the homie Junior. Flawless round. Leviathans coming out with something to prove.
Yeah, that was a great setup for Kitchen. Great setup for Kitchen.
First round of the defense. Leviathan's a little salty after their last showing, getting 7-0'd. They're coming out with a bang. The Thatcher is still on the board, so he's going to go ahead and make an appearance as well as the Fuse as we head to Bar and Gaming. Oh, I got your desktop screen there.
Oh, yep, we're going to get it back in 1 second. There we go. Sorry about that.
There we go. That's all right. 6 pick onto the Habana. And on the defensive side of it, we brought the mute to stop any of that intel and drone work that was so prevalent in the last match. Rooney with the slowdown. I love that the Brava is still not, so we could see potentially some Rooney gates getting switched around into the enemy's favor. The Solus on the board. Big fan of that new op. I know you are as well, as you hate drones.
Oh, you know I hate the drone in sight. Absolutely.
Oh.
Let's see where the push is coming from. Helipad side again. Similar to how they pushed from the last round. All coming the library side. Very similar attacking style.
Connection lost.
Which is good. They're going to be playing off that buddy system. Hopefully looking to trade out after we get that initial entry kill. I said that you could use a little bit of volume on your mic to go up. You can catch up to me there, Mr. WhiskeyRun. And just like that, Ramai is taking a peek at the window. No joy. Oh, Zofia is gone as the Frost rips her off the board with a headshot. 5-4 now, inside of 2 minutes. And I think they're going to take a pause and try to figure out where some of these people are actually at, as Frost is on the library. Hallway, holding tight. Ramai still not giving any of that library control up.
He's doing a great job holding that down, keeping them from being able to hop in.
Ooh, and Fuse does get knocked. They take him off the board. That could be devastating. Okay, and flashes come in on the Wamai. And the Aruni does get traded out. Wamai get ripped off the board with those flashes. Frost goes down to less than a quarter of health. And we are now effectively in a 3v2 unless they can get that Fuse back up inside of a minute and a half.
Yep, and they did.
Plenty of time. Yep, they did. They got him back up. Plenty of time to still suss out where everybody is at. Kind of no advantage here, right? Frost and Fuse sitting at the same health. Of course, a little bit of health off the Habana, but not much. Oh, and the intel goes out. Leviathans lose one. 3v2 now. Mute is peeking on the window, hoping to catch somebody as he's walking around. Jeez, and we are now
1v1.
1v1. 30 seconds left. Nope from Leviathans is peeking in. He's got some intel. Takes the swing. Gets it! Defenders take that one. That's 2 to Leviathans. And they're looking hot. Boy, I love when it comes down to the 1v1.
Absolutely.
Who's got the better gun skill? In this case, it proved to be the Leviathans. Nope, living up to his namesake.
Pretty heavy on the intelligence side with just Lemon and Ghosts covering that.
Yeah.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
So on the attack side of it, we do go with the exact same lineup. Six-pick does come out switching to the Dokkaebi and the Thermite. On the defensive side of it, we will see Oryx making his debut tonight. Fastest up on the board, able to traverse one side to the other of the map in a matter of moments. And of course, Warden try to get rid of any of those, or try to last through the flashes that did take out Wamai in the last round. It is interesting to see that we don't have a Wamai or a Jaeger on the defensive side of this, so they're going to be resting on the assumption that they're going to be in a safe spot. So let's hope we do see that.
I wondered if the attackers were going to pick up a few extra nades without having the Wamai or the Jaeger, but didn't see that pick come out, so we'll see how they deal with it. A little bit of a split attack.
You're still looking at 5 throwables here, right? Thermite's got the 3 flashes. Ayana still does have the 2 nades in pocket. So I mean that's one for each operator.
Ooh, nice view on Oryx down there.
Using the peek hole against them, and Warden taking a couple of shots inside of Library. Replicator does go out. Taking a look around. Sophia ripped off the board. Quickly traded out on the Warden as the homie Junior falls. And we are all tied up. Man advantage to no one inside of 2 minutes. And the Lion, that's also the debut here. We're seeing Lion tonight. Lots of intel with those charges. Oh, and he gets one. Rips the hard break off the board. And then quickly traded out. We are now all tied up again. 3-3 inside of a minute 45.
Definitely going to catch that one, but Ayana won that gunfight.
Aruni, it's time to head back to AIM Lab. A minute and a half, and ooh, Intelligence loses another one as the Ayana is taken off the board. We're now a 3v2 with a minute and a half. Couple of quick peeks on the bathroom window. Got some intel that somebody's there as the soft pings do go out. They're going to be pinging back. Watch them rotate. Got some intel. Oh no! And Lion falls to a frost trap. Ouch. You know she was on the board. It's been 3 rounds of having frost on there, and you fell in it. Darn it. Effectively taking yourself down to a 3v1. It's all up to Ash, who needs a heroic effort.
I thought for sure they're going to make the push while the res was happening, but nobody was in a good position to be able to do that.
Depends that we might not have had the sound cue also, but Solus with the bunch of intel, letting them know where they're at on the mezzanine, allowing Oryx to potentially head to the other side of the board and swing.
Well, they're definitely going to cover they're covering the vertical plant to, if they do happen to get it down, which is going to be more difficult now without Lion. But if they were going to get it down, then they had Solus downstairs to be able to cover the plant.
10 seconds on the board. We have all about sealed this one up. Ash is going to try to add to the KD, but instead gets detracted as Oryx smacks it down.
Nice rotate from the closet.
Okay, so we've now just went 3 straight to Leviathans. Intelligence not showing that they've changed anything here. At some point, you need to fall back on some conventional siege play. Right? Let's go back to the basics. You know, let's start fresh. Let's attack. Let's walk in a buddy system. Let's move slow. Let's have presence together so we're all making a push at the same time. And let's get the entry kill. Let's win our gunfight. And if not, let's at least trade it out and look for the double.
We will see. But back to kitchen. Another first floor site, although they have definitely played more second floor sites than I think we had seen in the whole previous game we watched on Chalet.
Yeah, I believe you're right. I know we went at least 8 before we even saw another site. As the back and forth was just nutty. On the defensive side of it, pretty standard setup. We did bring the Echo back out and the Mirror back out.
She was really devastating on the first round they played here upstairs and in when they were in kitchen, so definitely not surprised to see Mira back here.
Could be making a lot of play. Might see a target ban on the next map going towards her. On the attacking side of it, they have brought a similar setup, except for with the Thermite, they do have the Ace instead. As that drone does go out to take a look, going to try to catch somebody on the rappel. Doesn't see anybody, so they're going to get on the balcony for free.
Typically, Leviathans had held Library pretty hard on all of their previous rounds, so I think it was a little interesting to see them basically get Library for free right there. Interesting to switch up the strategy on the intelligence.
Well, I think that because they took it to kitchen instead of Outlast Gaming, Ayana taking a bunch of, quick double.
Oh, so close.
Oh my lord. Quick double on the defense, and Ayana falls as well. So we're in a 4v3 situation. Excuse me. Nope, gets ripped off the board with a nasty headshot by Abstain. 4v2. Under a minute 45. He's got the endo that somebody's up there. Is going to try to take a peek. Knows that he's down there. Takes a couple of hits. C4 goes out, and he's able to avoid that, but we're in a desperate 4v1 now. Warden have to have some Herculean efforts to bring this one back out. And with a minute and 23 on the board, lots of things going to be coming out as there's plenty of time.
I know exactly where he is. That was going to be a tough one.
And a nice double by Abstain to end that round out. Finally giving Intelligence their first dub on the board.
That is definitely what they needed.
Well,
Got
you
one.
know, we've talked about it several times as Chalet being an a defender side of map. So as an attacker, you're really hoping to get out of there with a 4-2 if it's not going your way. You want the 3-3. You really want the split going your side, of course, as we did see a couple of other games that we had casted recently. But if they can squeak out of here with a potential of a 3-3 or a 4-2, I think they'll be looking too bad going into the last half. Hey. Attackers! 6 pick onto the OSA. Brought the exact same setup. On the defense, we're seeing our debut of the Alibi and the Cade. So Cade for that breach denial. Also, of course, bringing the C4, the only C4 on the board. Souls did have the impacts, but were used for rotates. I'm a big fan of Alibi here lately. I mean, she's quick, she's deceptive. You can put it to hold your flank because you'll either hear the sound cue of it getting shot or see the ping of somebody going through it. And of course, it's always fun to see somebody wrecked with a bailiff at the at the end of the match.
Interesting. We're seeing getting Library for free again. Definitely a more of a northeast side hold, letting them take that part of map control without a problem.
It's interesting because geez, Ayana getting tons of damage.
Well, I guess for
It's
free
not
isn't the
deterred.
right word there because she definitely paid for it a little bit.
But at the expense of Alibi as the home junior dead again. Tons of damage going out on the Cade and the Solus, but the Ayana does fall, eating us up man advantage. Sledge falls as well. Man advantage now going to Leviathans in a 4v3, but there is no health on that Cade.
big rotate through the basement.
Drone activated. Secure center.
Ooh, and the impact goes out. They're going to go ahead and try to breach with Ace into the top, get some of that vertical control, although Sledge is off the board. Double kill as Ghost picks off another one. We are now in a quick turnaround. Intelligence is now 3-2, up man advantage. And with Cade being so low on health, a full minute and 20 seconds still left on the board to be able to suss out where the enemy's at. Or we can see a quick breach. We can see a plant, hold the angles, and it's over. Smoke canister does come out.
They got to get this wall open, though, so that better be a perfect toss.
And it was not. And that was the last one. So they are not going to get this wall open. They will open up the side, so still give them plenty of that.
Going to get some angles through.
Long ones. And Ace holding down the flank. Where are they at? Okay, so Cade holding a deep angle all the way onto the door and where the opening was. Flashes going in. They're going to try to enter inside. He's looking for the flank. But there, at this moment, is not one.
Alright, he knows Zophia's upstairs. If she goes for the drop, he's definitely going to get her.
Hold himself a good angle, and Ace does get shot down, but quickly traded out as Nope is taken off the board. We are 1v1. Cade has to push in. He has to get this, but it is not enough.
Wow.
Sheesh. Fake plant up, pre-fired. Good night. I don't know if a call went out. I don't know if that was the IGL saying he's in the room. Fake plant goes out, and we're just a little bit closer as Intelligence takes their second win. Bringing us to a 3-2, getting closer to a 3-3 split. And you know I like it, right? The back and forth. You know I want to see it go all 15. As a caster, that's the dream come true. Looking like we might get to see that. A little bit of momentum getting built in Intelligence side at the moment.
For sure, and if you're Intelligence, at least coming away with 2 already, that means you're guaranteed a 4-2 half. And on the attacking side, that's a great place to be.
Yep. Real momentum switcher here. If they win this and they take it 3-3 on the attack split, they're going to be feeling real good. They're going to have them toasted oats going into that defensive round saying all we got to do is play like we play now. They're kind of there at the moment. So. 6-pick coming out. Doka beat Capital and the Zofia. Love the Doka call with the Intelligence. Going to suss out some of those roamers that have been a little bit pesky. And exact same setup.
Thought we were going to see Wamai run out there for a second.
Prepped for a run out. Plenty of his gadgets. He's going to be not giving away library for free. So both times they were able to take library, it was a victory for Intelligence. So we'll see if they'll have some of the similar success. Of course, they are holding library because of the bomb site being below. Cut off that vertical play. It could have a bigger factor than even that.
That was a soulless run out. I thought it was going to be closer than that. Didn't quite get her, though.
So a little bit of cheeky plays coming out as Wamai does get taken down to half health. And Big Nope on the mute. Having a great game with his 5-2. Pretty evenly spread out.
That was a beautiful nade.
Oh, yeah. Hobie got him. As I'm talking about him, unfortunately, he is taken down. Giving that man advantage over to the Intelligence. And 5-3 with a minute 40. We could be seeing
nade going out here.
Big nade, but it goes to the right, so I think he's probably going to be okay. Abstain taken off the board by the Frost. We are now in a 4v3 with a minute and a half. Knows that he's on the window. But got a lot to worry about as he's... Oh, huge damage done to the Ana. She's going to take a step back, recuperate herself. He's ready for the 180 flick. A minute and 5 seconds left on the board. A minute and 3 seconds left in the half. And Thatcher's going to go ahead and start opening up some of this soft breach, get a little bit of an angle into site and around it, hopefully cut off some of those return angles. And we're now tied up 3-3 as a slew of trades are going out as Solus does get the headshot on that contest. 43 seconds left. Another one on the defensive side is ripped out. So we're now looking at a 3v2. Execute is going to come out. They're going to start to hold these angles 35 seconds in. Looking for the guy in pantry, takes the pre-fire, gets him. We're now down to a 3v1 and the plant is coming out. We're looking at execute at 50%, 25, and they do stick it. It's going to be all up to this Solus who has less than a quarter of health. Huge heroic play, but she does get taken out with a headshot almost immediately. It doesn't matter how much health you got left. If it's in the head, you're dead.
Wow, well said. I mean, they had Solus upstairs. Capitao and Zofia saw her upstairs, decided to just drop hatch and run and get the plant down while Solus was stuck upstairs, and that strategy paid off for him.
Huge play by Intelligence as they get to the 3-3. And we're looking at a great game of Siege today. This is what you want in the lower bracket finals of the OCS Major, baby. Get ready for some lights out Siege play. Oh man, I'm pumped up. I'm excited to see what Intelligence is going to be bringing on this defensive side. Pretty similar setup, although we're seeing the Jaeger switched out for the Wamai, but we are seeing the Echo, we're seeing the Warden, we're seeing the Solus, and we're seeing the big Oryx for those huge rotates. Lots of 6 picks on the attacker side of it as they now have got the site. Jackal being left on the board, meaning that they're going to be able to take care of some of that roaming with the Solus and the Oryx. Thatcher, of course, coming out as he is left on. Don't have to bring those impact EMPs, allowing us to have some more nades with the Ayana. Ace coming on for the breach, and Buck for that vertical play, baby. And it looks like we're going to be having somebody holding in the kitchen closet. Shout out to Z. Copy that. Stand by.
Definitely a more spread out approach here from the Leviathans. I think we saw this in the last match too. They're not so coordinated attacking all at the same place, but definitely still running the buddy system, which WhiskeyGlitter likes to point out, and definitely lived by himself. Saved him a few different times.
I got something.
Nice shot on the Solus too. Holding a couple angles upstairs. I wonder if we'll see a mute played the next time with the amount of droning. Definitely Leviathans are doing a lot of droning, a lot of intel coming out there. The interesting thing also is this is the first time we're seeing that the basement site played. I don't think we saw it at all on the first half.
Love to see the basement. It is daunting. We got a little bit better on the audio situation there, I'm hoping.
Yep.
Excellent. 5v3 with a minute 10. Excuse me, 5v2. A lot of action that happened here in the last 30 seconds as Oryx, Jaeger, and Solus are taken off the board. Huge attacking round as it's still full 5-stack. Warden got his glasses on. He's ready for the push. But is he really? Flashes are going out. Grenade goes out. Shield is gone. His only cover is going to take a peek on the door. Going to take a little bit of damage and is finished now with that crossfire. 1v5, and it's all up to the Echo, who's got a huge rotate. Try to catch somebody slipping.
Drone caught him in the door. They know exactly where he's at.
And
This
now
is
that
going to
the
be a
plant is
really
down,
tough retake.
we are in a really hard round of retaking site now. But his name is Lemon, and when life gives you lemons, let's see what kind of lemonade he's got. A couple of pre-fires on the closet. No Joy. Pre-fire behind him as well. He's going to go try to deal with the flank. although they rotate around, and he is going to get one. So we're now in a 1v4, but there is only 15 seconds left on this defuse. Going to drop hatch, possibly get another one. Does take Ace down to a quarter of health, pre-fires down to his SMG. Finished with the pistol as Leviathans take the first attacking round after the half. And I wonder if we see a timeout. I wonder if they let it go another round before they time it out and try to find that momentum that the attackers are bringing.
Yeah, I think we'll see it go a little bit longer here. I don't think they're quite ready for a timeout yet.
Potentially not. They go down 2, though, taking it up to 5. Then we're going to be getting pretty close to a finish there, and
True story.
That momentum. Not much changing, although we do see the smoke and the castle making a play for intelligence. Locking down potentially the bottom or top play. On the attacking side of it, we're seeing Ash make a debut for Leviathans. Quick 6-pick on the Thermite. Couple of quick 6 picks, and Zero does come out as well. Huge rework with that Zero and the new way that his SAM cams are deployed. It's really interesting because now he has the option to wait and pierce, and once he does, the rest of the homies on the team can take a look back and forth on either side of the wall at will. Huge for intel, and of course he's got 4 of them. So 1 set of grenades in the pocket with Ayana. And what do you think? We think we need to see intelligence do here to even this back up.
Well, playing the upstairs side instead of the basement, so we didn't see at all, and none of the basement play in the first half, like we mentioned. So we'll see how they do on a first floor site. They don't have a lot of top floor. Basically, looks like just Jaeger and Castle on the top, holding to make sure that Leviathans don't get that vertical control.
Reloading.
They're pushing them back towards Master.
Ooh. Throwable goes out.
Took down the Solus already.
Pistoled down the Solus already. That's a disrespectful kill on a pretty huge operator. Sam Cam already got a couple of cams out. Real even spread on the attacking KD. Real even spread for the most part, except for a few standouts. Abstain and Defrex being polar opposites on the intelligence side of it. So we're seeing everybody basically get a peek in.
Yep.
KD isn't everything, but it sure means a lot.
Thermite doing his job. He was able to open both of the big important walls. They've got now sight lines into both Master and into Kitchen.
Deep sight lines, watching all the way down, looking for the rotate. Almost got his
Downed
nose
Castle
on the button and does get him.
Oh, almost caught his toes.
Send the Ash charge out to finish the job. It does not do it. But that will do it. This little piggy went to the market and never came home. Good night, Castle. 5-3 now, inside of 40 seconds left. We're going to be looking at the start of the execute here. And this is still winnable defensive side of it. I mean, you're holding, you've got all the long angles. They still haven't made it down yet. You definitely got your first kill on the board, so 3-4. You know that it's coming here in the next 22 seconds. The C4 is prepped. Sends it out as the plan is going down. But instead of getting one...
From behind, got knifed by Zero.
Huge knife on the mirror, holding the angles. And this is going to be, oh my lord, 7 seconds left, and the plant's going down in a 1v1. Osa and Jaeger. Jaeger taking a peek. Caesar, she does come off the diffuser, so, sheesh. Defenders are going to take that round.
That was close. That was close.
Exciting.
I thought for sure the attackers had that, and then all of a sudden lost 1 or 2, and that was the difference.
Well, it was a 5v3 in all rights. We could have just traded out. but a couple of key kills evened up the man advantage, and then it just came down to holding the angle. And on this specific time, Intelligence had the better angles, and they came out on top.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Cross making the debut for the Intelligence side of the defense. Also, Waffle bringing out the Doc. Love the Doc. He's got the juice, baby. Full stem on one shot, taking you all the way back up to full health, even if you're down to slim pickings.
Definitely a good
Huge,
rework.
especially late round. Yep, I agree. If he's gonna give you the juice, let that juice take you all the way, baby. Big, huge top floor hold.
10 seconds left.
We're seeing the Capital make a
5 seconds left.
come out for Leviathans. Hibana for the breach.
Objective is to defuse
4 nades in pocket. And then, of course, this soft breach capabilities of Zofia. 4-4.
Hard push from the helipad side. Everybody going up the second floor, though. Got a lot of presence with Doc in that library.
It's a good person to put into holding such a pivotal position, because if he goes down, he can pick himself back up. But if he gets killed, well, I'm afraid that's over, and we are now in a 4v5 situation. It's still over 2 minutes left on the board. On the map, excuse me. So, that being said, they now do get to take library for free, contested from the hallway, but will still be able to enter in from the double window. Oh! And a quick peek takes out the Wamai, followed up with the Warden, taking us now down into a 5v2 situation. And I mean, oh my lord, we still have almost 2 minutes left on the board. So this is going to have to be another huge, heroic defensive take for them to pull out of this. Similar situation to last map. So let's see what they got. If there's going to be 2 to do it, Abstain and Lemon are the ones that are going to be doing it. Capitao does lose almost his whole life, but it does turn into a triple kill for Panic. Frost taking a couple of shots onto the wall, and oh my lord! And with a quick double, takes it into a 1v3 situation with 1:15 left on the board. Huge double, but she does end up getting taken out by the Zofia on the huge vertical play. Gets the angle, takes the shot, and it's bye-bye, baby.
Vertical play really got in there.
10. Yep. You couldn't expect for it to possibly go in such a heroic round win 2 rounds in a row. You know, it was a tough call in a 5v3. It was an even tougher call in a 5v2, and Leviathans prosper because of it. Quick timeout. Some Intelligence wants to go ahead and stop this momentum that they have going forward. Let's see if they can bring a little bit more back their way. Seeing a lot of attacker-sided play here, which is excellent. Lots of shared assist work on the Leviathan side of it, as we see 14
Tons of assists. Tons of assists.
Everybody getting a piece of everybody. I think that just talks about the trade game, right? And how prevalent it is on Leviathans, and potentially why they're up at this moment. You know, if you're getting a couple of pieces onto somebody, and your buddy's coming through to pick it up, well, it shows on the scoreline.
Definitely need to see if Rex, start contributing. Tough coming in with 0 kills, but everybody has got a different role to play. But I think they're definitely going to want to see something happen here.
Attackers have located a bomb.
They're definitely going to need some of that help. We're looking to see Defrex come up and have a huge round as the Jaeger, and he does play support, so we're not expecting to be, top frag or anything, but we need something. We need you to show up here just a little bit. We're in the lower brackets of the OCS Major, baby. Let's see something crazy, right?
This is the last chance qualifier. This is it.
This is it. If you're going to have a big move, if you're going to have a big play, if you're going to have a big game, now is the time to do it. Now's the time to stake your territory, because if you don't, you're going home, baby.
5 seconds to go.
On the attacking side of it, 6 pick onto Sledge and Zofia, giving us 4 nades in the pocket with that Ayana as well. Capital with his smoke and his fire, and his Suave would say, cooking them. Hoping to get himself a little bit of barbecue. Very similar setup to the last, as we do have the Doc, a Rooney, Frost, Womai, and Jaeger.
Let's see if Doc can stick out a little bit longer, holding that position in the corner of Library.
We'd like to see him at least try to get like a minute in there, but with this fire that's going to be coming raining down on top of him, it's going to make it difficult.
Especially from both sides. It's a tough position to play, but wow, if you can hold it, it really keeps them from, you know.
Oh my gosh, Flash goes out, Womai goes down. Womai is taken out.
Oh, I thought for a second there he was going to be able to stim, but it didn't happen.
It didn't quite work out in his favor. Man advantage to Leviathans. But he is still holding in there. And
shot,
does
double.
Gets himself a double on the quick 180 peek around. Hoping for a third, hoping for a fourth. Does get ended up traded out. So now it is 3v3 with 1:45 still on the board.
It was a nice shot from Zofia, but I mean, he did his job.
Huge double. We said we wanted to see it take him to 1.5 minutes, and I'll be damned if he didn't take it to 1.5 minutes.
Replicator online.
Oh, let's go, Doc. He's got the juice. Zofia taking a look on bathroom. Not really sure where their intel is at. Jaeger holding for the swing, kind of standing out just in the main lobby, though, so it's a little strange place for him to be standing.
From the piano side. Rooney trying to hold that angle down. Keep him
No
from
grenades
pushing into
with
Library
Ayana.
again.
No great grenades with Ayana, but Habana definitely letting all of her flashes go out. They are ineffective as Rooney doesn't see any of that white. And they might swing a thing in that she does. She's going to take a couple of hits.
So close.
Doesn't get it. Habana
Almost had that.
down to half health. Boy, he is jiggle peeking for his life at this moment. Ayana comes on to mezzanine, and now we're down to 30 seconds. We're going to see a last-ditch effort to get to this execute on this 3v3. Big rotates. Savannah is taking the long way around, and Frost does get taken off the board. Ayana taking lots of damage as Rooney also falls, leaving us now into a 1v3. All of them at low health, so this is completely doable. But we're going to have to see some great siege play. Lots of hits coming out onto the Jaeger. Does get one, but is quickly traded out. Attackers are going to take that dub. 6-4. Ooh, and we're getting down to it. Match point, baby.
Match point. Map 1. Map 2, we're going to be seeing Oregon. And then Map 3, if required, Theme Park.
I like seeing the strats on theme. Of course, Oregon's a classic map with classic strats. Everybody's got something they like to do on Oregon, much as you see on Chalet as well. So when we head into that second map, could be another doozy of a game. But first, we have to end map 1. Is Leviathan's going to do it here? I was hoping that we might see some stuff coming out for a quick plant. You know how I love to see that when it gets down to the match point round. Quick in, quick out, hold the angles, and win it. Doesn't look like that necessarily as much, although there is some good potential for post-plant scenario here with the OSA. And the intelligence of the Zero being 6 picked out. Full 6 pick, except for the Ayana, as the Thermite, OSA, Zero, and Ash come out. Pretty classic play on the defensive side of it. Huge Solace, Castle to, of course, stop any of those entries into the doorways and windows. The annoying Mira, the Fricks, finally on the board. His first kill. And we're here. Match point. Let's see it.
Gonna see him take Library, and hopefully Solus is gonna get a pick on that through that hatch.
Lots of intel out going out right now. They're on the balcony with the drones being in. They got the intelligence that she was there. They're going to take a pre-fire on it. She's going to rotate around and hopefully get somebody that's trying to come on the flank. Does see the drone. These guys just know this game so well. At this level of gameplay, they are just seeing everybody's move at the same time. It's like fast-paced chess. Chess. I love it. 2 minutes left. Full stack on both sides. Smoke with all of his smoke canisters still. And we're really taking extra time on the drones to figure out where everybody is sitting at. Poking, prodding, we're looking for the soft spot. Where are they going to be able to collapse on to make sure that they get put themselves in a post-plant scenario with cross angles everywhere. Souls does take the first bit of damage as the first contest goes out, taking her down to 75 health. And first of
I see Thermite opening up that wall. Basically covered the whole south side of the map and now pushing in from the south side with the whole defensive setup mostly on the north side of the map.
Well, if they're following pattern, right, whoever's getting the entry kill is likely to win out. Now that the attackers have it on their match point, all they got to do is take their time, get the rest of the wall open, and go for the plant. Smokes are going down. Osa's coming in. Does get taken down to half health, but she does retain her shield. Taken down to a little bit more damage, but still
nice toss by Smoke there.
On her feet. Does get the shield out. Thermite's going to be rolling in the kitchen. Ooh, and he hits the gas. A little bit of damage as he's breathing in those toxic fumes. 30
Attackers have dropped the bomb diffuser.
seconds left on
15 seconds left. Attackers
this
will cover
round.
the diffuser.
We're going to be seeing a desperate attempt to get in and get this plant. As Osa's going to come up here. Darn it.
Attackers dropped the diffuser. 5
Double
seconds.
kill.
4 seconds left. Abstain.
We're out of time.
All down
Huge
to one.
Huge round.
Kept him away from match point.
It's what they needed. It's what they needed. We're one away from seeing an all 15 or a potential all 15. 6-5 on this first map, and this is what you crave. This is the lower bracket to the OCS major, and you want to see each team clawing to get themselves into that grand final, clawing and scratching and screaming to get that prize pool of that 25 hundo. Can do a lot for a small organization.
Absolutely.
All right, so we are still on match point 2 Leviathans, but it is getting close. Intelligence bringing out that dock with the juice and really bringing a similar setup. Wamai with to stop any of the throwables coming in, Jaeger to double up on that, Aruni and Frost for the traps. On the other side of it, we will see the 6-pick onto Sledge. Does take 4 nades into the pocket now, so plenty of throwables, but those Jaegers and Wamais can also stop the arrows from Capital. I learned that one the hard way.
Heading out to defuse a bomb.
Shot one of them, and there was a Wamai trap above me, and it sucked my arrow up and hooked me right on the spot.
Doused
Well
you
done,
in fire.
Glitter. Yep, I was bathed in fire, and I felt redeemed. No, actually, I felt mad. I was mad that happened. And I learned a very important lesson that day. Don't be stupid. On the attacking side, we also brought the Habana in for that breach. And, of course, the ever-present Zofia. Huge game he's having with 13-7. Dominating the kill leaderboard at this moment. There's more than 2.0 KD. Almost, no, just slightly under 2.0 KD.
Interesting strat we're seeing with Capital and Hibana out there, trying to get the Wamai grenades covered so that way they can drop fire on top of Doc, who is still sitting in the corner, and they absolutely nailed it and are going to get him.
Oh my lord, I thought he was gonna bring it back and he was close to doing so, but the fire proves too much. And he gets cooked. Man advantage to Leviathans on match point. All they gotta do now is look out to get that trade out, take care of that frost, get in and get that plant down, and it's could be sealed up. But this is winnable for Intelligence. And we're gonna see how close they're gonna be getting with this one mile on the stairs. He's taking a quick look, but he does know. Maybe he doesn't, so he's taking a peek into the smokes, doesn't know that they were on Mez as well. Capitao still being a menace with his gadgets as the grenade goes out, just barely missing the Jaeger that was on Mezzanine. And they now have library control.
Ooh, nice kill from Defrex, gets one.
He doesn't go to death with all of his gadgets still. So at least he did get to pull those out. The Iona does fall now too, and Intelligence making a big comeback here, 4-3 with 45 seconds on the clock, putting a lot of pressure onto the attack now to get in there and either finish these kills out or get the plant down. Gonna make it real tough in a man advantage to the defensive side. 30 seconds, and Jaeger is holding the Mez real well. Abstain with another huge kill, taking him to 11 and 8. Defrex does fall as Nope takes him out on from library. Only has a quarter of health as we are in a 3v2 with 14 seconds left on the board. Not really enough time to do much, but they're going to try to do a quick drop, go for the kills. They're going to be spread out, so all they got to do is wait for the plant, and Leviathans are going to lose this match. We're going OT, baby!
Double down, they pushed at the same time, through the door, through the hatch. Aruni was ready for him.
Yep, wanted them both, said their mind, and then went out, reached out, and claimed him. A little bit of damage done onto her, but she said, bandage me in silk, and I shall ride again. She storms over the attackers in that great double play to take us into OT. So what are you looking to see here? I mean, they're going the full distance. We're tied up.
Wow, I mean, back and forth here in the second half, a lot of back and forth, so we can't say that it's, I mean, we saw a 3-3 in both halves, so these are two evenly matched teams.
I guess it's going to come down to who's wanting it more. I mean, we've seen who's going to bring something different, I think, right? So it's definitely proved that you're evenly matched with your enemy. Now, how do we throw them off in this OT to secure the dub?
5 seconds left.
Well, we are seeing a few change-ups.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. We did see the 6-pick onto the Twitch. Lion, of course, coming back out with a huge abstain, 13 and 8, tying for the kill leader with Tech on the other side. Couple of huge games between the two.
Most of the presence on the second floor. Not a lot first floor. We got Italian is over there is, I think, yeah, holding his C4, pre-placed, hoping to catch ones coming in.
Bomb has been located.
And he does get spotted out with the bandit. Oh, first time we're actually seeing a bandit tonight.
Oh, got it. That must have been some team comms that we couldn't hear. But wow, that was well played.
Damage going Warden and the Rooney, but not before Sledge is ripped off the board with that beautiful pre-planted C4. And now we're man advantaged up as Abstain gets himself another one, taking us to 4-4 inside of 2 minutes. It's our first round of OT. And Ayana taking a bunch of damage, taking her down to a sliver of health. She does pull the grenade out, hoping to get something on the bounce back.
And she did.
What a throw! What a throw, taking the man advantage now over Intelligence. As the breaches are going out. Schwartz gets taken off the board. The huge double kill from Ayana. Waffle does get taken down to him.
Oh, that nade was well tossed. Frost just barely escaped with her life. Plant is going down though behind the half wall.
Okay, so he's got knowledge. He can hear it. He takes a peek on it. Doesn't get anything. They keep that
Run
going
out
down.
by
They do
Oryx.
take it. Huge run out. Now taking us into a 2v2. Smokes out. Everybody is disoriented. Takes a peek on piano. Swinging on to half wall. Ace taking a bunch of damage. Nothing done yet as Frost does go down. It's all up to Oryx and it's over. Leviathan. Huge on that mezzanine hold. That was beautiful. Leviathans with a huge defensive round there. Or excuse me, intelligence.
Now on match point,
Sorry
for those
about
of you
that.
joining us for Siege here that are relatively newcomers, we have to win by 2 until we get to 7-7. So intelligence is on match point now, and Leviathans can still come back though.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs.
I believe this might be the first time that we've seen intelligence taking the lead tonight. And it could be the most important time that they take the lead all night, as this could lead to their first dub. Abstain having a huge round, 14-9. Competing with Tech over there, who's sitting at 13-9. Lots of kills spread across the board on Leviathan's side. A couple of standouts on the intelligence side of it. Little friendlies back and forth, getting rid of those books. Great place for that cam, as it's going to make it tough to get onto the side of it without using a gadget, piece of utility, to go ahead and clear that thing out of there. Solus on the board for the defense. Smoke with his toxic rays. Castle, and of course the mirror on the attacking side of it. Lots of intelligence with the replicator from Ayana and the Sam cams of the Zero. Vertical destruction with that buck, and of course the breach in with the thermite. Tech on the Ash. I'm hoping to see some big, quick movements out of him early on. Get himself a 1 or a 2. Solus does go down. Quickly, man advantage now over to Leviathans. Although our rule of whoever gets the entry gets the round has not seemed to apply to this game, as you just don't know who's going to be popping off.
Yeah, that has been a unique part of this game. I'd say that was generally a Siege kind of rule, but definitely not in this game. It's going to be great to go back and watch the VOD on this one to see what that really came out to.
So, under left, lots of droning still going on. Lots of trying to suss out where everybody's at. Big round for intelligence, so they're trying to keep it playing a little bit slow. Going to do a lot of that stalling out. Try to get it and force the plant to go down in the last 30 to 40 seconds. Soft pings going out as that castle barricade does get taken off. A couple of free fires into the closet. Jumps out, gets one. Oh, but does get traded out. Now 3v4 to Leviathans. Great run out, but is traded out immediately. Taking a huge player off the board with that Ash. Wow, gone 6 from downtown to take out that cam.
Reloading ammo.
And replace it potentially with one of his own Sammy boys. 4-3. 57 seconds left on the board as Wamaya's taken off the board. Now 2-4. Going to be hunting down those kills, trying to take it all the way to round 15. It's going to have a huge effort from intelligence here. But if there's somebody to do it, Smoke is the one. He's still got his 3 canisters left on in his pocket. Huge mirror still left on the board as well.
Basically full top floor clear. They push Smoke back down the stairs.
But as he turtles back down, there's only 30 seconds left. He can start deploying those smoke canisters and really stopping most of the push-in. Not if he gets taken off the board, though. He does get a bunch of health taken off, almost down to half. We are down to 18 seconds. The execute's going to be coming in. Mir sitting behind bomb chassis, watching on the hatch. They do take out Buck. Ayana gets a lot of damage taken on her, too. 10 seconds, but attackers push in, and they get it! Woo! Headed to full 15.
Tied up at 7-7. Both the attacks won on overtime here, so it's time for battle.
Kills. Look at these kills. Everybody is just popping off. Leviathan's going to go ahead and take their final timeout of the half. Give themselves a minute to think about it, how they want to go in for this last defense of the map. This is a winner-take-all for this map. This round is the deciding point. 7-7, tied up. Titans attacking each other. We are watching 3v5s, we're watching 1vx, and they are coming out on top. This has been a masterclass in the back and forth.
Back and forth game. Wow.
No kidding. I mean, we could be out of a best of 3. We could be taking it all the way to 3. If the rest of the night is any indication based on this back and forth, this is, folks, we're in for a really good night of Siege. And actually, as we got this timeout, just wanted to say another quick thank you to Gorilla.gg for allowing Outlast to host this tournament here. Look for them for tournaments for all your favorite games. Coming soon to you. Great website, great people. That's Gorilla.gg.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
And so here we are. Here's the story. These two teams have battled up, not only through this OCS major, but they had to first survive a round-robin type tournament in their own leagues, rise to the top of their own leagues to get an invitation to the OCS major. So lots of teams, lots of bullets, lots of kills between now, or between, you know, the previous round and now. And oh, I love what I'm seeing. Huge 6-pick. Huge 6-pick across the board. Amaru comes out, Blitz comes out, Buck comes out, Ayana and Lion. What do you think we're gonna see here, baby, on the side of intelligence? Get ready, it's a quick play!
They are
You love it.
gonna show something that they hadn't seen the entire game. We played 14 rounds of Chalet, a couple ops we have not seen yet, so this is gonna be interesting.
This is what we talked about they needed to do, bring something they haven't seen. Amaru poised and ready to get up to that top floor. She is waiting for the call out, that it's all clear, or that she's got something, and here she goes. Mai goes down. First one comes in. Amaru up to the top floor, taking a peek into it. Does not get one. Oh, does get one. Straight out immediately. 4-2 now on the side of intelligence. Blitz inside. Just above sight now. Going to take a quick peek around. This is going to have to be a huge round by the Warden and the Echo. Lots of vertical starting to come out. That grenade does go down on the Warden. Oh my lord. They know where he's at, and they're trying to get him off the board. Going to take it into a 4v1. But they haven't done it yet. Still winnable. Inside of 2 minutes, we are a 4v2. Looking on those top. Now they can take their time. Now they can suss it out. They got the soft pings going out, so they know that he's there. Minute 42 left on the board.
They've got full top control with both Echo and Warden downstairs.
And now they're going to be sending in that blitz to take a look. They got the soft pings are going out. He's going to be taking the run up, so he's pushing in now. Triple kill on Defrex. Huge round for him, and he needed it, taking him to 5-13. Plant is now going down with the buck. Blitz just roaming freely. Shoo!
On the rotate up the stairs. They were ready for it.
There wasn't going to be anywhere that they were going to go. And Intelligence fights back down almost all round. We were back and forth, but never took the lead. And when they did, they sealed the deal. Love it.
8-7.
Intelligence for the huge round. Top staying huge. Get a picture of that scoreboard for me if you could.
Absolutely grabbed it. We are going to go to a break. Refill your glass. We're coming back with map 2, which is Oregon. Just a few minutes as we get the server set up for that. Thank you, everyone, for watching map 1.
Heyo.
Let's go.
Keep me up on late night drive.
Welcome back, fellow Siege spectators and players. If you're just joining us, well, that's too damn bad because you missed some great Siege in the map before. We just finished with Intelligence taking on Leviathans and besting them all the way in OT on the map, taking it 8-7. I am WhiskeyGlitter, and with me, as always, my partner in crime, my co-host, Mr. WhiskeyRun.
Welcome back, everyone. Getting ready for map 2. Getting the team set up in the server. Just need a couple more minutes or less, and we will be back for sure.
Second map. We're heading to Oregon, right? Classic map. We talked about it before. This bears some similarities to the Mount Carmel Center in Texas, Waco, Texas. That was the site of the 1993 Waco siege. You can actually see a sketch of the overhead of Oregon on the first floor in Hereford base. If you're playing any sort of quick match or T-Hunt, head over to Hereford. Check on the first floor. You see a top-down location of Oregon with the phrase 87 days written in marker pens. When we head to Oregon, our bomb sites to be defended. Up top is your classic main dorms and your kids' dorms. On the first floor, you got the dining hall and kitchen, and on the other side of it, meeting hall and kitchen. And just like with Oregon, the space you don't want to go to, laundry room and supply. Huge, devastating Goliath of a site. Everybody's got a strat. They're all different, and they all work. Laundry's tough. Laundry's a tough one.
Well, we saw the Flores ban in the first map. He really gets a lot of play on that basement site. So maybe we'll see that that ban come out again. Any thoughts on who might be banned on the second one? Some targets there.
I'm seeing a couple of targets. I bet you. I'm thinking we might see a Mira target ban because for one, of course, she's devastating up top and on those first floor sites as she allows you to see without being seen. But downstairs, right? Already we saw her used a ton on Chalet. So I think we'll see a Mira ban. I think we'll see a Flores ban. I think we're also going to see an Azami ban. And I wonder if we don't see maybe like something like a Ying or something that's going to stop that rush plant from coming in. What about you? Any ideas on who we might see targeted out for this map 2 in the best of 3?
Oh, I'm pretty sure we're gonna see I'm pretty sure we're gonna see a Mira ban. That seems like almost a guarantee at this point. So
I think so as well. I think we'll probably also see a Flores ban. I think those two might just be some two pretty secure bans. And honestly, they're both great bans. They're almost Mira's a perma ban for me anyways. Ranked casual, if I could ban in casual, I would ban Mira every single time. She is one of the banes of my existence. Because it's cheeky.
I mean, typically in competition, we see what we like to call the trifecta of Azami, Valkyrie, Solus from, on the Pro League. You almost always were seeing 2 of the 3 there. So that almost always leaves Mira open. But, I don't think we saw either of these teams play Valkyrie, which was interesting. If she's on the board, she's almost always played in Pro League teams. So, yeah, interesting to see. We'll see how the bans come out here as we head to Oregon because we are ready to go.
That's an R on both sides. Chat, spectators, players, homies, friends. It's time. It's the lower bracket finals. The winner of this of this set of matches goes on to the grand finale where they will be facing a hugely dominant team of the Wildcard Aces. So lots of huge siege still gonna be sticking around. And let's get to those bans. Let's see that Flores ban, right?
That was
right
my
out
thought.
The gate. Yeah, right out the gate. Let's see the Flores come out. Be able to give yourself a chance to hold 90 a little bit better. And there he is. Leviathans taking Flores off the board. He's huge for that util clear. Huge. And not just in basement, but also for the top sites or the bottom sites. If you're going to be extending in, you're going to have a bunch of utility that now can still stay on the board and nook band again.
I think same thing. Target from the first one. They watched the VODs, got a lot of play. It was worth it to not keep anybody else on the board in favor of her.
And the first of the trifecta falls as Azame is taken off the board. And they're calling for the same bans. Funny chat. So let's see if we see that Maestro, although I doubt it will be the Maestro.
Solus, maybe?
I think it's that Mira. I think Mira comes off the board. Nope, you had it. Solus it is. And Solus was huge. Solus was huge on those last ones.
Who doesn't hate a drone in sight?
That's it's the classic case of drone in sight. And guys, if you ever get a chance to check out Siege DoubleShot, this is where WhiskeyRun and myself do a lot of casting as well. We open alpha packs, and you too can get a chance to hear Mr. WhiskeyRun curse out every damn drone that gets into sight.
All
Okay.
right.
On the defensive side of it, we're getting started. Map 2, Oregon, baby. Big Smoke does come out. He was very prevalent in the last map as well. Somebody we didn't see a ton of, though, Goyo does make his appearance. Is it first of the night? Did we see Goyo?
I believe so. No, I think this is a first.
Excellent. So a little bit of play being switched up, as well as the Malusi. I love the Malusi on the board. She's got those Banshees that just slow you the heck down when you couple it with something like a Flores or a Thorn Trap or something. It could ultimately prove lethal as well. But with the Brava not being banned, that's just another gadget on the board that can be taken over to your favor. With the Mirror not being banned out, they did bring the Twitch out, who almost loses her life to a spawn peak. Jeez. You don't expect at this level of gameplay to see a spawn peak really be successful, but while Twitch did live, she is basically useless in a gunfight, as one bullet that tips the top of her toe will tear her down.
Down for the count. Aruni holding on to that 90 hallway really well, just killing some time there.
Yeah, hoping to catch somebody peeking in from garage, which is almost always a take that occurs. Maverick making quick work of the... Oh, that's an interesting Mav. All 3 flashes going in, and Malusi gets taken off the board. I wonder if that was in conjunction with those flashes going out. Ayana taking a little bit of damage as well. Now we are in a 5v4 as Intelligence is up in the man advantage. Glow canisters down while Mai sending out his throwable stoppers. So they do have 3 still in pocket. 3 grenades still in pocket. Mav taking a little bit of damage as well. And eventually taken off the board. We are now even up. Huge C4. Grenades are going out, trying to catch somebody that's sitting on the side of it. Doesn't get the grenade, but does get the kill, as we are now into a 4v3 situation. Goyo canisters taking half of Sledge's health away. Double kill on Waffle, or with Waffle, taking us now into a 4v2. Smoke does get taken down as he gets his triple kill. Plant is going down, and they're going to hold the angle into Attic, looking for that Goyo, which they know is there, and they're going to go ahead and take him out. And the round is over.
That was a quad for Waffle there. You know, there was a lot of smack talk at the end of that previous the previous game with Waffle playing Doc in the corner there, so he absolutely showed up on round 1.
Well, you know, he was prevalent in the last match as well, as he went 9-13. He didn't get positive, but he put some hurts on him, which ultimately led to that victory, that 8-7 victory. Oh, lots of trash talk going on. And who knew Siege could be so toxic? The answer to that question is we all knew. We all knew. Round 2, Intelligence takes the first, hoping for a repeat as they bring out that Dokkaebi and Habana. Habana for them hatch plays as we do head down into the scary site of the basement. Bunker Wars. Which again coming out. We do see a 6-pick onto the Thatcher. Pretty similar setup. On the defense, of course, we will see the Mute come out and the Legion as well. Legion great for the roam and the sound cues of those Legion devices. Plus, you can't play it. You can't run. You can't think. You can't go to the bathroom when you have a Legion goo in your foot. So it'll slow you down and eventually cause your death if not removed. Jaeger, gone. Jeez. They went for a spawn peek again, and Jaeger pays the price for that petulance. They almost got away with it on the first one. They were ready for the second. That's why I was saying at this level of gameplay, it's crazy to see some of that stuff happen, and that is why he ultimately paid this price and gave the man advantage over to Intelligence. Picking him up a second one as Legion now goes down as well. Mute taking hatch, dropping back down to freezer stairs as Twitch does fall. Still man advantage inside or outside of 2 minutes. to intelligence as the C4 is primed and ready. Sends it
that-
out. Oh my lord!
No.
Doesn't get one. Ayana sees it, gets out of the way, only takes minimal damage as Dokubi does ring those phones. Sussing out the last little bits of those aromas that are around. She still does have one in the pocket, and Mute falls off. Now taking this into a 4v2. Grenades are coming out. They're going to try to catch one with the Kobe shot. Grenade goes out so he can have the huge rotate, and he pushes down. The boil canister does go out, stopping any movement coming in. And Ayana ripped off the board. 3v2 as the long angle from Laundry susses her out on the headshot. Thatcher down to 0 on his health bar. He can still shoot a gun, but he can't take any damage. Inside of a minute and a half left, and this is still winnable on the defensive side. Smoke still got 3 of those canisters in the pocket. Waits a little bit longer before he deploys them, then he's going to be seeing some angles cut off, especially if the Thatcher tries to go through it.
Looks like we got a request for a tech pause too in the game chat, so we might see a quick pause after this round.
Gotcha. And the first smoke canister does go out onto the main stair, taking a couple of pre-fires in. Oh my lord. And quickly they are both taken off as they are sussed out. And we're going to go ahead and take a tech pause. So refill your glasses, get the Tums out, because this is one spicy match. We're going to see it going all the way.
Just a quick update, we're waiting on one more player to get back in the server, had a tech pause. We will be back shortly, so please stick with us. We're sitting at currently 2-0, intelligence over Leviathans, going into round 3, map 2 of the lower bracket finals for the OCS major. Be back in a few.
Is one
Welcome back after that quick tech pause as we get our players associated with the gameplay. I'll reassociate you with where we're at. The scoreline thus far. Intelligence takes map number 1 in an absolute nail biter of 8-7. Couple of huge players to look for that we saw on that last map. Abstain 14 and 10. Goats 12 and 8. Lemon 12 and 8. On the opposite side of it, Tech with a 13 and 11. The homie was a 10 and 10, and Panic with a 12 and 10. So I mean, bunch of heavy hitters to be watching for. As we currently sit, Intelligence is now up 2-0 against Leviathans on the attacking route. Seen a couple of basement objectives, and really pretty even play. Although Intelligence did come out the victor on both of those rounds. On the defensive side of it, we are looking at the Valkyrie with the intel now. Of course, the Jaeger, because there's been lots of flashes and grenades that have been coming in and wrecking havoc upon the defense. We got this classic smoke mute combo with the shoddy meta that's out, and of course the Goyo, who, as we had mentioned earlier, we didn't see in the first map at all, but is very prevalent on this map number 2.
Well, they definitely know that Mute is hanging out there in security. They're trying to clear out those Mute jammers so that way they can get something in there, some intel.
And Twitch making quick work of a bunch of utility as her 3 strikes come out very quickly. And he does go ahead and turtle back down to side. The classic call is they knew he was there, going to allow him to live to die another day. Fortunately, it does leave the freezer hatch open. Still going to be drawing out that time as they don't know that he's dropped back down yet as well. He could be primed up there ready to take the gunfight.
And I mean, you mentioned it earlier, but for the first time we're seeing that Valkyrie come out, just like we talked about her being part of that defensive trifecta. That's so important.
Shoddy meta claims Twitch's life. Hibana takes a ton of damage, but does get that Mute off the board, so we are now even up inside of a minute and a half, and now Hibana finally able to go to work on those hatches, open up more of that site. Intel's lets him know, Thatcher know, that somebody's sitting right there, so he's going to be holding that long game. Who peeks first? Oh! First him! Thatcher falls to a devastating headshot from that Goyle, the Vector just being merciless as it rips across his face, and we're now in a 4v3. Attacker sighted. 45 seconds left. We're going to be seeing the last poke and prod as they're going to go ahead and try to figure out where they can have the collapse on site. Hibana taking a little bit more damage. Jaeger also taking some damage. And Waffle's going to fall as Ayana goes down. We're now looking at a 4v2 in favor of Leviathans. 30 seconds left. It's going to be a real kind of quick panicked rush to try to get in and get it down. But with the smoke canisters out and that devastating Vector still wrecking havoc up top, they now put themselves into an almost unwinnable 4v1. The diffuser's cold. Got to pick it up. I mean, he's dropping into the gas to take those shots, and it is just not going to be enough as the shoddy meta claims his life as well. Big round for the Leviathans.
Noped right out of there.
Yeah, he noped him right on out of there. Excellent. Good round to the Leviathans as we're now 2-1. Still sitting on attack half. And here we go. You seeing what I'm seeing?
Yes, sir. Love to finally see it.
Brava, a main in our little ranked circle. A couple of competing players going forward as well. One of them being your very own local OCS official voice, Mr. WhiskeyRun. What do you think about that, Brava?
She is going to definitely change the game. I think she's definitely a little overpowered in the current game. I mean, she's got the Para 308, her gadget is, even though it makes a lot of noise and it's pretty obvious, it's still a fantastic gadget.
5 seconds remaining.
You know, dealing with the mute jammers, dealing with
Attackers are
the
heading out to
maestro
defuse a bomb.
is going to be very interesting.
That is going to be huge. If you don't know, if you're new to Siege, we did just get a new operator. Her name is Brava, and her gadget, much like a Twitch drone, can be used to take over enemy devices. So if it's electronic, Aruni gates, Malusi traps, Capcan traps, one of the favored, and now, as you see on the board, Maestro cams. And full use of them as well. Not just looking through the cam, but it's your cam to use. And now we're going to see that Bravo going to take a look inside. Does get a little bit of hit with that mute. Just gets out of the way of losing that first drone. And inside, this could be devastating as they take a look around. Gets one cam already. So now they have access to a cam that's inside the site. And a Maestro cam that gets it as well. However, Osa does fall off the board, so we do have man advantage with the Leviathans. And Ayana falls quickly, trades on the mutes, taking us to a 4v3 inside of 2 minutes. And finally dealing with that clutch drone, Maestro loses a cam to it. No way to hack it back. That puppy's gone. And pretty indestructible.
It's the curse of Bravo though we're seeing there was it takes a lot of time to hack. It takes a lot of time to maneuver the drone from far out. So, you know, they're at 3v5 here. They have a couple devices, so that's going to make the execute coming in later easier. But it's a lot of time to give up at the beginning of the round.
And it does help that she is at 3-speed, so wherever she's at, she can get back into play quickly. However, I don't know if it was enough work with the drone to make it
Rooney
viable.
and Jaeger are just doing a great job here of holding the attic upstairs.
Really, they have to deal with those two up top before they can get a chance to make a play. Unless the IGL sees that there's nobody up top and they got a free place to plant. Hard ping does go out as he's going to hold that angle. Thermite going to go ahead and breach the second wall, so we could be seeing a potential push in and plant here. Has the intel that somebody's in connector, but he accidentally gets flashed himself, takes shot, but ends up losing his life as both the Brava and the Ash go down. We're now in a 1v4. Thermite, a last-ditch effort to try and pull something out of this round, but with 20 seconds, it is all but sheared up as Tech takes him down.
Yeah, that was going to be tough. He knew exactly where Maestro was, but just not enough options there to be able to take him out while covering behind.
A little bit of distance on that Brava drone as well, different with the Thatch. I've seen on Clubhouse, I've seen drones taken up to the top of the half dome sign that's so iconic on the Clubhouse map, and taking out bandit boxes on the gym gym breach, right? So Twitch doesn't really have a limit to, like, maybe as far as they can Twitch it. You see it, you can get it. With the Brava, you do have to be fairly close. I mean, as close as like floor to ceiling.
Yeah,
This way to catch those.
that line of sight you would normally get with a Twitch, you're right, does not exist. Brava needs not only line of sight but also proximity. Now, once she does initiate the hack, though, the drone can move away, but you've got to be close enough to get the hack started and then not die or have your drone shot before the hack finishes.
So if your drone does get shot before the hack finishes, then you don't get to take the rest of that hack. Then it's still your device.
Yeah, correct. The Brava's drone has got to finish the hack before it becomes hers.
Interesting. And with only two of them, it makes it tough. Cade with quick peek on the balcony. They're so practiced with those cams. It's amazing. Ayana taken off the board. She took a look in the front door and she paid the price.
Yeah, we're seeing a Rooney cover that 90 hallway again.
devastating with that DMR, just a fury of single shots. And with this competitive nature of these players, I mean, it only takes one, and that's all she needs. And so they're going to go ahead and get tower for free. Brava sits inside, opted for the smokes instead of the claymores. Up with that post-plant scenario, or pre-plant scenario, I guess, probably. Soft Ping's going out on the Aruni, as she is still just being devastating, not letting anybody inside of that main lobby. A huge place to hold. Knows that she's there. We could be seeing a quick...
taking a chance, and it pays off.
Oh, got him! Headshot. Good night! Rips him off the board, and down goes the sledge. Now into a 5v3 inside of a minute and a half. And it's looking real good for Leviathans, as they could potentially be taking the lead here. Cade taken down, taking us to a 4v3. With a minute 15, we're going to suss out the last few. Oh!
Caught the knife.
Brought a knife to a gunfight and came out on top. He's all his man. Goyo now falls as well, as this defense is rapidly deteriorating around, now taking man advantage over to the attacking side. Thermite taking a ton of damage, less than a quarter health. And the game also with less than a quarter health. He should throw a couple of candelas in there. 48 seconds left. We're going to be looking at the peak into games to hopefully get that execute started. Thermite putting his plant down, but Ying does get taken out. We're now in a 2v2. 37 seconds left on the board. Nope is holding the angle from White Stairs. Aruni is holding the angle into the rotate into Adam. It's going to be a tough push with this Thermite on quarter health, and the swing goes out. Nope, looking to get that one, clears it up. Going to be right there, but loses his life instead. We're now in a 2v1. The plant is going down. The crossfire, the cross hold is set. He's going to take the swing. Does get Malusi. Triple kill for Tech. Going to take the swing and gets them both.
No way!
Woo! My Lord! Holy shit! What a play! They had it. They had the crossfire. They knew the swing was coming. They knew where it was coming from. And he still comes out on top. Huge round for Tech. Let's take a look at that scoreline. 7-3. The man is going crazy. Break out the baloney because Tech is frying.
Protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Let's go.
I don't think Panic had definitely a better game in the last map, so I think you're definitely looking to see him step up again, playing that support role on Valkyrie. But yeah, I think you're definitely going to want to see more out of him coming up here.
You did see more out of him in the last round. He was pulling a lot of that Warden work. He had a positive KD at 12 and 10, so he was prevalent in that loss. But we're definitely going to need to see him up. That was a roller coaster of a freaking round, man. We went from a 5v3 to a 3v2 to a 1v2 pre-pant clutch. I mean, did I say that right? Did I get that right? There was so much action. It was just a chaotic storm. It was a fury that was just being traded back and forth. It just speaks to the level of gameplay that you see at this competitive level. You know, and it tears right alongside, because while we're in the OCS major, right? This is our Super Bowl, right? For the OCS here. We're crowning the best of the best in the OCS. Alongside of it, we're also having the Copenhagen major going on. So lots of just incredible siege play going on Twitch. For these last couple of weeks, and I tell you what, I'm freaking here for it, man. Soft Pings go out on the hatch. Valkyrie getting a ton of damage as it takes her down to a quarter health. Little bit of a bumping into each other on the freezer stair. A little confusion about maybe who is supposed to be where. Oh, WhiskeyGlitter's online. You know, I know that guy. 5-5 inside of 2. Be taking a second look on the attacking side of it. We did see the Ying get out, and she does of course have a Candela she is being putting out right now. Lion as well on the board. Mute taking a ton of damage, but he does get the Ying taken off the board. He does get traded out, so we're now in a 4v4 inside of a minute and a half. Twitch drones are both out. and we're taking a push down into freezer. Waffle, so huge on one of his last pushes down, one of the last attempts at pushing down. I'm going to be taking a quick peek in. He's jiggle peeking onto laundry, knows that he's got somebody sitting inside the doorway. He's got 2 to contest with on that, and 1 homie to do it, and a Goyo trap too.
Oh, that nade from Waffle comes out.
Oh my
Nails
lord!
its mark.
Got the sound cue from the shots fired, bounces it off the wall, claims him. We're now in a 3v3 inside of a minute left. Boy, it's coming down to it every single round. Okay, so 45 seconds left. Here's the story. Lion, Hibana, and Ayana charging against Goyo, Valkyrie, and Still Smoke. He's still got 1 of the canisters left in. Goyo also still has his C4 left on the board. No impacts from Valkyrie left. 30 seconds. We're seeing the final execute. Soft pings are coming out on laundry. Got a little bit of intel. Takes a pre-fire. Doesn't get the shot. Still holding them back into laundry though. 22 seconds left. Smoke and fire now all used up. They're getting the push in. Another smoke goes out. Hibana, oh my lord. Traded out. Now we're in a 2v2. Ayana is down. Valkyrie's down. 1v1. Goyo and... Oh my lord.
The head Vector taking 2.
Just devastating. Unstoppable. What the flick, man. Coming right through there.
Wow. Sitting at 8, 4, and 2. 8, 4, and 2.
Leviathans up 2 now. They take 4-2 on the split. And now they're going to try their hand at attacking. It's where you like to sit if you're the defender side of it, right? We took more than half, sitting 4-2 and feeling comfortable. Got a couple of players that are really trying at the moment. Italian with that 8 and 4, just going crazy. Tech 8 and 4, competing for that top frag spot. And you're a few rounds away from ending Oregon decisively.
Got the Mozzie out. I think that's the first round we've seen Mozzie played as well.
I believe you're correct. Mozzie with his introduction. A slew of 6 picks on the attack side of it as Sens comes out. Another first for the evening. Have we seen Nomad this evening?
I don't think so.
Seems like somebody who you see often, but I don't recall seeing her at all. So Sens, Nomad, and Mozzie making their debuts in the OCS Major Lower Bracket Final, powered by Gorilla GG. Hey, have I told you about Gorilla GG? WhiskeyRun?
You did, but it's worth repeating.
Well, you know what? They're a great website. They're a great set of people, and they host a ton of tournaments for all of our favorite games, including the one we're playing right now. So a big thank you to Gorilla.gg for allowing Outlast to host this tournament. And look more from your favorite games on their new tournaments. Ping's going out. Sledge has got the idea. Takes a couple of shots. Doesn't connect. And we're looking at Oryx on the board for the defense as well. So Oryx Warden and the Smoke. Jaeger and the Mozzie. 2 C4s on the board. Ready to deal in its damage. And on the attacking side of it... Oh! Jeez. Jackal taking a ton of damage down to quarter health, but he does suss out where they're at. Hopefully going to take a peek at the top level of vertical playdown. Drops in, takes a pre-fire. Does not connect. Does give his location away with that sound, but holds an angle to try to hopefully get something on it. Ying also comes now into sight. We are looking at 5v5 inside of a minute and a half, and the first one does go down as Ying is ripped off the board. 5-4. Mozzie is droned out, ironically, and does lose his life for. We're now tied up inside of a minute and a half. 4-4.
Great drop by Sledge.
Another, as Oryx falls, trades out with the Jackal, and now sitting at 3-3. Trade out City. Triple kill on Goats. Take us now into a 3v2. Minute left on the board.
Turtling back to site.
Sen's going to be opening up those hatches. Plenty of time to regroup, but it's going to be a tough take when it's in this 3v2. Didn't deal with everybody on the roam, but Nomad does get her air jabs out. Going to put some on the stairs and take a peek. On the back stairs. Her butt is covered. Sens is less than a quarter health, so She does. At least they don't have to get the diffuser. The diffuser is hot in hands with sense.
Yeah, she
3v2,
was
they're going to
worried
take
about.
take a little bit of time to suss out where everybody is at. Got a little bit of knowledge. 25
Yeah.
seconds remaining. 3 smoke canisters still on the board. One of them does go out in the hatch area. Jaeger holding down on the stairs
15
from
See
over
Nomad
in
coming
blue.
down stairs there towards pillars. Sends
10
dropped.
seconds remaining.
The contest goes out, takes the shots. Nomad loses his life. That's a double kill for Nope, and finishes it off. Defenders taking that round. Very systematic, very classic. It was classic Siege played classically.
I think how many kills was that for Ghost in that round? I think that was a 3.
Was that a 3? Sheesh. I think you might be right. Let's take a look at that scoreboard.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
A couple of big names popping off for the Leviathan side of it. Pretty even as far as the intelligence side of it goes. Very similar to how we were seeing it in map 1, where we had 3 kind of standout players
Attackers have located
on
bombs.
intelligence, except for they switched it. They switched their roles. Little spread out on Leviathans on the last map. Standouts on intelligence. We're going to switch it up.
Everybody's got a map that they love and you know, can pop off on. So you know, we might just have hit that with
10 seconds
Oregon
to go.
and the other members of the team.
Well, I hope that we did
5
see
seconds
that.
to
The
insertion.
Leviathans does take this, and we do go to the third and the best of 3. You know, that's what we're hoping for.
Unfortunately, the
Attack-
Brava did get 6 picked off.
Yep, IQ as well. Thought we were going to see IQ making her debut, but she did get taken off. So we will see is Capital with that fire in the smoke. Ash on the quick breach and soft wall destruction. Nomad for the flank. Doka B on that big intel. 8 and 5 sitting Italian right now as well. And Ayana with 2 nades in the pocket. Valkyrie does get droned out and loses her life for it as she gets hard pinged. On the swing, Ash inside of small tower now. They're going to go ahead and drone him into potentially into hallway. No, they're going to check his hallway and let him take into meeting.
There goes
So
the
Valkyrie
drone.
is gone. There's the drone, so they are going to drone him in. Big, huge moves here coming underneath. Could be... Oh, and they are droning. They are going in both sides. So systematically, they have taken almost all of first floor side from meeting to small tower.
Yeah, we got nobody playing on first floor from the defensive side. Everybody's upstairs.
Hurdled? Everybody's up in sight?
Yep.
Ash taking a bunch of damage, taking her down to half health, but Wamaya loses his life in that battle, taking us to a 3v5 inside of a minute and a half left. Soft ping's going out, letting them know where the intel's at. And Mute up top holding the vertical angle, not going to take the peek on it, going to go ahead and hold White instead.
Not seeing, you know, I'm seeing almost no attack on the actual site. I mean, normally you see an attic, normally you see a breach, but really nothing on that. All downstairs.
Yep, and no can openers to even attempt it. So we're looking at big window, we're looking at White, and we're looking at main stairs. Smoke loses his life now as well, taking us into a 2v4 as Ayana is traded out. Capital taking a little bit of damage as well. The big double on Tech, taking us now down into a 1v3 as the plant is going down. Capital got it 50, 25, and he is going to go ahead and stick it as Jaeger's coming up on White stairs. Pre-fires into games.
That
And
fire was
goes
well
out.
placed.
Yep. They knew it was coming. The sound call went out from the shots from underneath. Fired it, held it. Good night.
Good
Attackers.
coverage. Good cover
Taking
on the
that
angle
round.
there.
So now attacking, Leviathans do go up 5-3, 2 away from sending us into OT. OT for the maps. Exciting. Tech having a huge round with that 11 and 5.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Can't be touched.
Back upstairs.
We've seen a lot of objective-based play in these two maps, and I'm really a big fan of that. With the meta switch of all the more gun bounces and the quicker operators, you're seeing a lot of that run and gun mentality. And I personally, I'm a fan of Protect the President, right? I like to see a good execute, whether it be quick or whether it be drawn out. I like to see the diffuser go down, and I like to see the cross angles held, and I like to see a huge retake. You know, that's just, to me, that's what makes the game exciting. I love how in both of these maps, diffuser's going down like 80% of the time. You know, we are getting down into that 1v1 scenario, and we're fighting in a 1v1 post plant. That's exciting. That's playoff siege.
I was wondering if Capcan got droned out there and we were going to see a switch onto the Brava, but in this case, no, they decided not to play it. But they are definitely going to have to watch for those Capcan traps if they didn't suss him out to start with.
Devastating when you're not paying attention, especially down into the later half of the round. You're not looking, you're going for a quick execute. You got 20 seconds left, and all of a sudden, you're walking into a door that denies you. Bada boom, bada bye, baby. On the attacker side of it, we do have two operators that are going to be stopping any nades or flashes coming in. That would include the air jabs and the arrows of Capitao in the Jaeger and the Wamai, as they both came out, and smoke. Devastating canisters. Smoke mute combo, hugely effective. Got traps on there as well, a little bit away from sight, so you, in case they did bring the Brava, you're not going to be potentially hurting the homies.
Attackers have located
And all it is, right? We're stalling them out. Intelligence wants to stall it out, take as much time as they can to force them to clear out all of the sites, force them to clear out the roam and any sort of vertical that's going to be going on, and just eat up as much time as they can. And as they've done so, we're down to a minute and a half left, still 5 stacked.
I really get the sense that they don't
on the board.
know that Capitao or that Capcan was down there.
You saying they missed him on the drone? You think they don't know now still?
Yeah, I don't think so far.
In? Yeah. Well, there's no damage taken off so far from it. There is 2 C4s. Well, mine, the first to lose his life, quickly traded out on the Ayana.
Now.
If they didn't, now they do.
I do not think they knew where it was.
I think it's clear they didn't know as he got the swing and got the quick trade out on the Freck. Still 2 C4s on the board. Plenty of nades as Sledge is taking a little bit of damage, taking him down to half health. We are 4-4. Mute also getting taken down to half health as he is going into his contest. All of the smoke canisters are now done. They're out. Capitao taking a ton of damage as he pushes in to go for the plant. He does go down. Huge double kill by Abstain, now taking us into a 4v2. His intelligence has got 16 seconds to bring another round closer. Holding the angle, double holding the angle. They're going to have to push in with 10 seconds. They're not going to have enough time to do it. It's that they don't even actually have the diffuser. So now it's a 3v1. Sledge is pushing up onto White Stairs, but they know where he's at. He is immediately...
Capcan finishes the job.
Oh.
Finishes the job off.
It's exactly what we said. You're down to your last 20 seconds left in the game. You have to make a quick plant. You got to make a quick push in. It's a 1vx. You're not looking at the doors anymore. That's when the frost, that's when the Capcan, that's when all of the thorn traps, that's when all of those traps really start to make their value known, because when you're scoped in, you can't see it, as just proved by that Sledge. Ooh. And I like what I'm seeing, baby.
Another first.
Big 6-pick as the Mountain himself comes onto the board. Love seeing Monty play, especially in the hands of somebody capable. Now, with the 6-pick of the Capitao and the Sens, both Doke and Nomad being on the board,
5 seconds remaining.
I don't know. Are we going to see a quick plant in the basement?
I think it's you got a ton of misdirection. You've got all of the misdirection here. That we'll see how that plays out. Whether or not it's quick or just, you know, needs to wait until the end. They can cover a huge range of room with smokes and the Sens gadget to guide Monty into the plant.
Look at this. Here we go. All 5 of them on a street side take. Doka B does get her phone call going out, so everybody knows where they are. Monty is pushing into sight. He's got the intel as he's soft pinging, and the plant is going down. Sens charge is going out. Monty does take a little bit of damage. The plant does not go down as the Doka B is ripped off the plant. Traded by the Mozzie, so the quick plant doesn't work. We're now into a 4v4. Monty taking a couple of hits on inside of the rotated laundry. Could still see a good plant, but they're going to have to get in there and pick it up first. Oryx does get taken off the board. Warden in his gunfight as well inside of Freezer. The toxic canister does go out, trying to get a little bit of damage on that Sens, who does go down. Plant does not go down as well. And 2 headshots coming along, so now takes us into a 3v1 inside of a minute 45. Monty with a sliver of health. We've all but seen this one play out.
The smoke was just perfectly thrown through the wall, right on top of the planter. They had to move. Door secure. It was well executed on that side.
Now they boarded up, so Monty can't just come charging in with a minute and 20 seconds. I'm not saying he can't do it. I'm saying it's a tall order.
Oh, that peak was so close.
They're going to be in a jiggle peak battle here. The Mountain, who's sitting inside of that closet.
Is that mute? Yep, we're seeing mute back there.
Smoke does go out, so Monty can push in a little bit, but he's just really kind of just wasting time. As we're giving now, Leviathans are giving themselves a chance to sit and talk about how that execution was, what went wrong on it. And, you know, quick plan on a basement's tough.
I mean, that was... They were within, I think, like 1 second of getting that diffuser down. If they had got it down, we would have been looking at a tremendous different round there. That was so close.
It's true, but when you have the pro play setup where you have head holes from Freezer, where you have head holes from Closet, where you have the rotate, you know, once that initial intel comes out that you're doing a full one-sided push, like you're getting all of them from street, and they know that there is, you know, some sort of quick plant coming, and you've got 3 different angles that you're holding on them trying to get a plant down, and Monty's shield is only so big, right? You're going to leave yourself vulnerable somewhere. What you have to do is you really got to tuck yourself inside that corner so you can cut off any shots that are coming from the closet.
That hard part though was the smoke. I mean, the smoke just
Freezer.
That smoke play was definitely amazing.
Slide if you can pick. Yeah, tons of damage onto the players and good take for life. If I was one of them, Sens, I believe. Bravo on the board, because that cap can ended the last round. They didn't bring him out, so one and done I think might be the new cap can strat. Bring him out for a one and done. Hope to get a kill out of it, as they did, and then put him away. But you got to bring the Bravo, especially if you haven't scoped everybody out, because now you got to find out. Now you got to slow down. Now you got to check every single doorway. You got to check every banister that could be on. That they could be on.
Definitely a couple opportunities for stealing some, for stealing a drone, stealing or the defender gadgets here. So you've got the Cade, you've got the Malusi. So Brava's still got some utility she can grab for sure.
I'd argue that the Malusi capture is probably one of the most devastating Brava captures that you can do. Because the fact that you have to look down to, or wherever it's at, you have to look away from where the gunfight is going to be taking place. it just devastates you, especially if you're on the defense and you didn't know that it was taken by a Brava, and you suddenly find yourself in a gunfight. You go to run away, Brava taken off the board, Ace as well. Brava taken down, Ace off the board, traded out with the Wamai. If you're on the defense and you get hit unsuspecting with a Melusi trap, potentially is going to be your life. Cade taking a ton of damage, Melusi as well. Cade reduced down to a quarter bit of health, so we are a minute and a half, or inside of a minute and a half left in this round. 4v4 full up.
Unlike Twitch, a Brava shot does not cause any damage, even if it was minimal, but I think you still see that occasionally.
Gave him a little bit of headache with that EMP blast. Couple of trade-outs take us to 3v2 inside of a minute left. We need to see some Herculean plays by the Melusi and the Cade. Actually, not Herculean. It's completely doable, especially now that they traded out, taking it to a 2v2. Advantage does now go to the defense as we're inside of a minute. They do have, Diffuser is hot, so they can get that down, but we have to deal with Hatch first, which is holding the vertical, and here it goes. 50%. 25 Sledge is going to get this stuck. They're going to hold it, turning this into a post-plant scenario.
I don't think they didn't know. They must have had bad intel that they didn't have the diffuser.
Well, nobody was close to that part of the site, so there was going to be no sound cue. And Cade does end up losing the last bit of health that he had left. Melusi with a huge retake responsibility here.
That Osa shield, trying to long arm it. Oh, now she knows.
Oh. Takes the peek, swings, gets nothing, takes a look at the stairs, swings. It's going to be a tough fight here.
Gonna regroup.
Yep, we're going to give themselves a chance to think about it as the attackers do take this round.
Bomb defused. Attackers win.
And we're headed to match point.
Yes, we are.
Tech with that huge 14 and 8, really prevalent in this last in this map. I mean, he was prevalent on the last one too, in the 13 and 11, with like 6 assists or something like that. So I mean, he was touching everybody. He hits every one of those shots. We're looking at almost a 20 bomb. And so here we are, match point. Intelligence won Mat 1, 8-7. So if Leviathans can secure it up here on this match point, that means that we're going the distance. That means we're going all 3. Now don't get me wrong here. I would still love to see this go to 15. But I gotta be honest with you, I'm putting my money towards Leviathans because they've got something to lose here. They've had something to prove with that devastating 7-0 that they got handed from the wild card Aces, which is the wild card NA team, the academy team. So you expect really good play there. They did secure a spot in the finals. So Leviathans wants that rematch. Not only do they want to go to the finals, not only do they want to win that prize money at $2,500. Thank you, Outlast and Gorilla GG. But they've got a little bit of some ego on the line. They want to get that rematch and to show that they're not chumps getting taken out on a 7-0 sweep.
Yep.
But they got to start here. They're on match point. They got to take this round and send it into map 3 because it's not gonna do it with a win. But they will be out if they lose. If they win, they got another shot. If they lose, it's bye-bye, baby, and you're headed home. That's going to send Intelligence to the grand finals to claim their stake as the best in the OCS. Big titles on the line.
Oh, down the Goyo from the bus. Nice shot, Ayana.
Oh my lord, what a shot. Cheeky. Now he's waiting for somebody to come swing the window. Did he almost get himself a second one? Took a bunch of damage onto that mute as well, as they didn't know where he's shooting from. Goyo does get picked up, but not without a great cost. It'd be huge too. He's 11 and 8. He's one of their top frags. He is the top frag on their team, so a Goyo loss would be devastating that early. And instead, it's Mute that falls, giving the man advantage once more over to Leviathans. But we are at a minute and a half, so Leviathans still need to get to sight, right? We're still underneath. We haven't got anybody in sight. Still gonna make it a tough take going up, especially as everybody's turtling back down to sight. We've got plenty of Goyo canisters still on the board to slow it down. We still have 3 smoke canisters to stop any sort of plant. And now that we're inside or just outside of a minute left, those canisters are going to be huge. And we could be seeing somebody fall to one of those again. Inside a minute, Leviathans needs this dub to keep their dreams of grand finale alive. And now 40 seconds, gonna see the execute. Ooh!
Waffle taking the repelling Nomad out.
Big wall bang. Jaeger does lose most of his life as well, taking it down to 2 players that are within inches of their life. Bunch of shots going out. Smoke canisters down. Nomad was already dead. Excuse me. We're now sitting at a 4v3. Smoke goes down as well, but not before getting all the last containers down. Pushed up from White. Does get taken out as Capitao does go for the plant. Does get traded out. We're now in a 1v3. Goyle holding angle on the window. Has knowledge that somebody's there because the plant just went down. Hoping that they're going to go towards window, which he does. And then gets the first kill. Turns to go peek towards White to get the second. Believes that he knows that there's somebody still in the window as he gets over to it. He's going to try and long arm it from behind. It was a fake. C4 goes out. He does.
Oh, it's going to be from below.
Oh my gosh! So he's going to stick it. He's going to stick it. Oh, and he just gets taken out at the very last second.
Wow! Wow! Wow!
Beautiful round by Leviathans. Let's get a copy of that scoreboard. As we are headed to map 3. You love it. We've built the momentum. We've built the story. We've beat the teams. We're now vying for our last chance to get yourself into the OCS Major the OCS Major Grand Finale, to make a name for yourself, to say that you are the best ones to have done it, and you can't think of a better way than going into Map 3 with the theme park.
Theme park, that's right. So now we're all tied up, 1 map apiece, best of 3. So we are going to see theme park, and so give us a few minutes to get the server set up. Refill your glass. We'll be right back.
You know what? Pour yourself a double, because this one is about to be freaking sane. Heyo.
Let's go.
All right, Siege folks, we are doing a quick technical pause as well as getting ready for our next map, as one of the players has a technical issue they're dealing with. So go ahead and take an extra second, go to the bathroom, get your drinks, hug your loved ones, because we're going to be here for a while. I predict this next map going all 15, as they're both going to claw and scratch and fight for every inch of this next map. So stay here. We got some great Siege play coming up.
My soul
Welcome back, fellow Siege spectators and player, to this exciting head-to-head match between Intelligence and Leviathans. And we are here in the lower bracket for the OCS Major, powered by Gorilla.gg. Winner of this next map claims the chance to vie for a title shot. If Intelligence wins, they're going to the grand finale. If Leviathans win, they're going to the grand finale and a chance at redemption against wildcard aces. So everything is on the line as we head to Theme Park. A fun little map where we have our bomb locations, 4 of them. 2 sets of locations up top, 2 below. Up top is office and initiation, followed by bunk and daycare. And down below on the first floor, armory and throne, probably the most held site, followed up with lab and storage, which is one of the least held sites. And as we're taking a look at the bands, every one of them so far seems to be a little bit targeted, as we're in our 3rd map, except for the Azami, who's been a standard band.
Yep. Intelligence still does not want to see that Nook play on the Leviathan side, so definitely was expecting that. Must have some intel on Amaru too, and not wanting to see her.
There's a couple of Easter eggs around Theme Park. I'm not going to get into too much of them as the match is going to get started, but you can, if you take a look around, and you can see some character art of Jaeger and Thermite, and also several references to Inglourious Bastards, the Quentin Tarantino film. So interesting. Also, there's an arcade cabinet with the logo of Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon, which is another piece of arcade. It's found in the first floor arcade entrance. So as we get started here, it's all on the line. We do have another operator who hasn't seen any action tonight in Italian, bringing out the IQ. But other than that, we're heading back to some old favorites with the Thermite for the breach, Sledge for that soft destruction, along with Ash and the Roam clear and find out with the Dokeby. We've seen Alibi played tonight, haven't we?
We did one time. Yep.
Map 1. So, mostly old favorites, though. We do have the Melusi returning with her slowdown capabilities in the Banshee. Will Mai stop those grenades from Sledge coming in? Solus, who's going to be having a battle off with the intel of IQ, so we could be seeing them contesting each other rather early, as IQ will be sussing out where that roamer is at.
Watch for the flag!
And then, of course, the Mute. A staple to any good defense. Sledge breaking open the door to arcades. They're going to take a look, and we are just outside of 2 minutes.
We are getting to see Sledge play with the rubber ducky gun.
From the newest event that was just out, the Teddy conflict.
Drone deployed.
Just a switch up on an old classic. You taking a little bit of damage. Melusi getting droned out inside of Vault. Quick peek onto the Sledge, and Solus takes out Sledge with a headshot. That P90 being devastating. Quick double kill with Waffle as Solus claims another one, and also Alibi claiming a life as well. Quickly taking this into a 5v2 inside of a minute and a half left, and we're going to be looking at a tough retake back. Alibi got half of her life stolen away from her, but Waffle with a third kill. Oh my lord, he's going crazy holding down the hallway as he finds his triple. And he's going to be sussing out that last one, as it's a Dokeby. He's going to be able to see him using the gadget if he uses the glasses at the right time. And
we're pretty sure that Dokeby's going to have to give it a try to go over there, because Solus has got the diffuser on the ground in cache.
Magnets ready.
Well, this is going to be exciting. So in a 1v5 with 43 seconds left on the board, diffuser upstairs, sight downstairs. Solus getting ready to take that engagement with the Dokkaebi. Fires, does get the Solus. Great shot, great
SMG
pre-fire, great
12.
distraction. Undeniably a great gun if you can handle that freaking recoil. 19 seconds left, and she's going to take a peek downstairs, see if she can drop down Dragon safely. Finds out she can, is going to hopefully take a pre-fire down that hallway. And does not, and Alibi claims that victories he held and waited for the eventual drop.
Yeah, I think she wasn't going for the diffuser. It was still upstairs. Even if she was going for a rotate, it was going to be a big one. So
It found herself in a really tough pre-plant scenario trying to pick up and defuse. You got to go for kills, pad the KD, give your team a little bit of time to talk about it. Intelligence takes that round 1. And if we're following any sort of gameplay that we've had for the previous parts of this evening, we should see Leviathans answer back in a really quick and angry way.
quick and angry. I do not doubt it in the slightest.
Not that you ever see anger when you're playing the beloved Ubisoft game of Siege. Occasionally one can potentially lose their cool. A couple of 6 picks coming out as the Flores is coming onto the map today. Lion for that intel, going to be helping to try to suss out the roam in lieu of the Dokkaebi. And Ayana bringing those coveted and not very present needs. Also with the shield, she could be dominating in a window, she could be dominating in a door frame, she could be dominating for pre-plant scenario. Those shields are incredible. They're really good. And of course, 8's for the breach. To keep it pretty similar on the defensive side of it, but we will see Doc come on out. Love the man that's got the juice. Soul's trying to catch any of that intel. Nobody on their gadgets as of this moment, so she's not going to get that intel even though they're right above them. They do know, however, that the OSA is there as that first shield is taken off the board. Impact probably going to try to take the next one, but hopefully going to try to catch that head. Oh! Floor's taking out the deployable shield and forcing Wamai to exit back door. Do a little Tybo on the stairs. Getting his workout in as he's running.
The run out from Doc blown up by the Claymore. Wow.
But not before getting the kill. Let's go. It was a quick trade out, getting that Lion off the board. They're going to have trouble sussing out that roam. Osa gets a ton of damage. Ayana loses her life. Osa loses her life. And we're now in a 4v2 inside of 2 minutes left on the board. We do have the breach. We do have the Flores. Flores has only got 1 of his drones left. 2 Selma charges in the pocket of Ace. But Flores is still sitting outside. You know, he's going to have a tough time getting in. We still have to deal with the Malusi charges. We still have to deal with the Solus, who's just making himself present everywhere on that 4-1 KD. Speaking of Solus, does get a little bit of damage taken onto them. But now they know where they're at, so we're going to be looking at another rundown. Potentially if he doesn't know that the Claymore is there, but it's Solus, so he should know the Claymore is there and exactly where to shoot, so the runout could be effective. 56 seconds left on the board, and all the work must be done by the Flores and the Ace. Flores trades out with the Solus, taking us into a 3v1. With inside of a minute left, Ace is going to have to go for some pretty gnarly kills, but he can't do it as the shotgun rips through his body.
Yep, that was
round for defense.
It was a good play by Smoke for sure. Hiding, using the wall as cover, popping up at just the right moment.
Ultimately clutching that round out. I wondered if we would see a Solus ban, but they were still just a little too worried about the earlier Mira play. Or no, who did they ban out?
defenders. Protect your bombs from being
Mira. They were too worried about the earlier Mira play and decided that it was a bigger benefit to take it off the board. And I don't know if I agree with that call. And that's strange because I'm a permaban on Mira. Almost in no situation do I want to go up and face a Mira. You know, maybe if I got, you know, something to take it out, but even then, I'm generally getting smashed by the quick fire of the Vector before I can get any sort of throwable out. So I'm surprised, though, that we didn't see the Solus band out for that one.
10 seconds left before
I think
Solus
they were
takes-
still more worried about Mira
5 seconds to
overall. I mean, what was Waffle's score line
attackers
in the
must
first
locate
game?
and defuse a bomb.
Waffle in the... Let's see here. Sorry,
In
I just
Oregon?
dropped the screen down here. Waffle in the first one was 9 and 13, 2 assists.
So I think he had. I mean, that was a great first and second round there, but I think they were still more worried about Mira overall.
Solus ripped off the board. That's a huge early pick on the entry.
Spawn peeking.
Well, you get a little bit of that confidence built up. You can afford to take some of those cheeky peeks, knowing that you can rely on your teammates to pick up some of the slack. And that's having trust in your teammate. There was a slew of 6 picks that came out, bringing the Nomad, the Gridlock, and the Monty on. Love seeing the Mountain come out. We also is the debut for Gridlock in the lower bracket of the OCS Major. Gridlock, one of my favorite ops. Her 4 sets of traps are just absolutely OP in guarding your flank, guarding the plant, guarding any sort of rotates that are happening. At the very least, you have sound cues. At the very most, they die. So two folks sitting right beside each other on the window. One on rappel, one sitting right by the window. I'm sure they both know somebody is at least close to there. Monty taking his peek coming in, and he's going to be fighting against that smoke. Smoke canister does go out.
Hopefully, smoke doesn't use up all of it there. I think he's going to need it for the plant, depending on how this goes.
Ooh, smoke taken off the board as well, now giving man advantage over to Leviathans, but quickly Gridlock is traded out. So it's a huge pick. It's a huge pick getting that Gridlock off the board, especially since she still had quite a few of those in her pocket. Pre-firing does get the double, but gets taken out by...
Playing off the back of Monty's shield there was perfect. I mean, it was a great play. Really turned the tide there, even though he lost his life eventually. I mean, you're still down to a 3v1, and you still got Monty on the board.
But they knew where you were at. They were holding the angle, and he's going to go ahead and take you out for the last kill there, giving the round over to the attackers. Big round for Tech on that one. And Leviathan's going to see their first win of round or of map number 3.
Definitely a little bit more defensive play here, I think, than we saw in the other maps, which I think is more typical of Siege. I mean, we usually are thinking 55, 60% defensive win rate for the most part. So this is a little bit more typical. We're going to see how it goes, though. Could quite easily be 2-2.
Yeah, it really could. And it's interesting is that Theme Park doesn't get as much play as some of the other classic sites. Chalet, Oregon, even like Cafe. I see Cafe more often than I see like a Theme. But it seems like in a best of 3, this is a great map to come through. Because everybody's going to bring in some strats that aren't necessarily being seen in the other parts of the league. So any sort of tricks that you've had built up, you know, potentially this is going to be where we're going to see them come out.
Attackers must locate and defuse a bomb.
On the defense, we got the Malusi back out. Alibi, what my? Solus and Mute. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. One round doesn't go your way, we're going to go ahead and keep it. Ying does come out.
Definitely a more spread out approach from the attacking side. 2 pairs on the buddies system, but still pretty well spread out there.
What I like too is the very first map in a best of 3, you know, especially on a map that's so well known to everybody, really is going to give you a kind of a sense of how the opposing team is going to be like running their strats, what their sort of game style is. There's not a lot of VOD available for review. Solo's taking a peek on that window. So the first map, you get a little sense of what your enemy's doing. The second map, you guys are really grinding it out, and now the third map is for the tricky stuff, and I'm glad that it's on Game Park. So Candelas go out, but Ying does go down in a flurry of bullets. Quickly traded on the Solus, so we are evened up, and a lot of bullets still spraying through as Malusi does lose her life, taking main advantage to Leviathans. Inside of a minute, just outside a minute and a half left, we are 4-3 to Leviathans. Alibi stopping some of those sound calls going out, but not before he gets heard by the sledge, who's going to go ahead and take a peek down on the Alibi that is sitting inside of lab to the left of the site. Watching also for that flank to come around. Still has 2 nades in pocket. We have we have 8 flashbangs from the other 3 players, so still got a potential of a few ops taking a full white death. Opened up the hatch.
does grab the cam, so now that's a whole bunch of intel on the attacking side that they should have access to at this point.
And here we go. Alibi coming through the bathroom. Gonna get a chance to take a peek at the yellow stairs. Potentially take that gunfight at the bottom. Oh my lord.
I thought she was going to swing and didn't.
A bomb has been located.
She should have swung because she did lose her life for that. We're now in a 4v2. Double kill with Italian takes us into a 4v1. Thermite is going to go ahead and open the hatch from mine on the creep around, but he is found out, sought out, and destroyed. Taking us now to a 2-2. Back and forth, baby. This is what you want to see. This is beautiful. This is great siege play. I am on the edge of my freaking seat.
4-2-2 for Nope. That's a great way to start that round off. Same Waffle, 5-4-2. Evenly matched at the top.
This has seen a lot of what we've already seen. You know, everybody has got their role, and they're playing it perfectly. We're relying on the trade game once we get the entry, and then relying on a 1 or 2 VX to clutch a round out, which, because of the heavy hitters, they're involved in both of these teams. Happens. It's beautiful. 2-6 picks coming out, giving the Dokkaebi and the Ying a chance to come back out onto the board, as they were fairly effective in their last push in. Well, the Ying was not. She was taken out as she jumped in the window. The Dokkaebi was, however, sussing out those roam calls. And the exact same defensive setup. They think they can win it out. They're going to give it another shot.
5 seconds left before insertion.
What do you think Intelligence got to do different this round? They're bringing the exact same setup.
Hopefully, Waffle doesn't lose early. Basically, all of the drones during the prep phase got saved. So, you know, they're only down 1, so they've got 9 left. Hopefully, they're able to utilize that Solus and take some of that intel off the board with all the drones and Dokkaebi.
Solus having a big round at 5-4. And just pivotal. I mean, look at all this intel that she's got going out. Soft pinging on the drones, cutting off those angles, letting them know where they're at in top. Got another one that they're going to take off the board, waiting for it to peek in. Flash does go out, trying to... They're trying to bait that Solus out. Sending the drone in, get the flashes, free fire. Solus isn't going to fall for it at this point, though. But the window is open. Push them out of sight, out of that hallway. It doesn't work as he's still holding 90. Ying going to want to take another peek out of there, but she pays the price for it again. Was that a C4 takedown?
It was, yep, mute.
Up
the top of Dragon Stairs.
Oh! Wanting that Ying, but gets the floors instead. So it does know that another one is still out there. Solus not with that info, but will be if they go onto their drone. Flash does go out. Solus is full white. Malusi lost their life as well, as we're now sitting at a 4v4. Solus using her gadget. Gonna try to take that peek on Ying. The Ying's ready for it. Ying holding the long angle.
It's a waiting game between these two.
It's been a battle, but it's not a battle that the attackers can afford to have. Because we're now at 50 seconds. Yes, they got the kill onto the Solus, and yes, they do have man advantage, but we're at 50 seconds left. We need an execute that's going to be able to come down, and they still don't know what's going on in sight. Yokobi got one ring left. Sledge making quick work of the top reach upstairs. Get himself hopefully a free pick on the top. Thermite coming down, and with this last 30 seconds, we're about to see the execute. They know it's going to be a yellow take, as that camera was just taken off. Quick double kill, taking us down to 3v2. A triple kill by Abstain, as he's on the huge flank. Thermite not able to breach the wall, left with Sledge sitting 15 seconds, has to take a peek inside through the single doorway. They got two different crossfires. One does lose his life. The homie Junior getting a double kill. Gonna find himself a tall order to push in. 3 seconds left to do it, and he is not gonna have the time.
Both of those defenders had great angles on that door. Prone. It was going to be difficult for Sledge to walk in that door, obviously.
With no breach, you're funneled through 2 separate doorways, and I mean, with 3 different cross angles set up, you're just, unfortunately, you're not going to win that. We'd have to see some next gen type movements to win that kind of battle with 14 seconds left on the clock.
A little back and forth.
Yep, with that win, Intelligence goes back on top, 3-2. Hoping to take that 4th point on the defense. And Leviathans hoping to take it to a 3-3, just like we saw in the last. I love it. Thorn making an appearance. Saying hello with her thorn traps. Great for sound calls. Great for some sort of like flank watch. Devastating if you're hit by them, especially when coupled with a Malusi, which they did not bring. The thorn is in lieu of the Malusi. 4-6 pitch on the board, so they're not letting the defenders see what they're bringing at all. We got the Ying, Nomad, Flores, and Ace coming out line for that intel. And on the defensive side of it, we got Doc. Doc with the juice. Full stim. Bring you right back to health, even if you were at 1% in a dream. Fill you back up to the top, make you a viable opponent. Again. 3-2 as we're going into the last round before the half. Intelligence looking for a big hold here.
Seeing Solus play in exactly the same position there, top dragon, covering the window, the hallway, and the door there into cash.
3 rounds in a row. 3 rounds in a row. So now just taking 2 drones off the board. Has the intel based off the phone use that somebody is sitting up on the top. So he's going to take a guess. Somebody's on the window. Window's open. And 3 rounds in a row. Solus has been up here facing the Ying. To see who comes out with victory. This match. Doc taking it for themselves, but sheesh. Line ripped off the board by the Lamai, I believe.
It was.
And the second kill comes on the attacker as Ying does fall again. Now taking us to a 5v3 in just outside of a minute and a half. Full stack on the defense. Looking to go up.
Oh, the baited with the drone. That was... She waited until Flores got on the drone and then walked over, but lost her life.
Huge pick. Taking that Solus off the board, taking all that intel away, not to mention the maneuverability and getting 90. It's going to be a tough retake, but Leviathans can do it with a minute still left on the board. Flores drone, Rotero taking a peek. And we just got tied up. It is now 3-3. Deployable shield goes down, so we're going to be able to push in towards the other side using another Flores drone that leaves one left on the board. As Ace is going to take a look where that deployable shield just was. Intel soft paint goes out. Going to hold an angle, hopefully catch himself a peek. Ooh. Doesn't quite get it as Doc stems himself back up. Enough that he can take another peek from Kid's dorm. Going to be on the rotate around watching window and cafe. And we're now at 20 seconds left on the board. We're going to get desperate for a peek, for an execute. Doc does go down, take us from a 2 to a 2v3. The smoke is on site. Smoke also gets taken down, and the attackers win that round, taking us to a 3-3 even split on map 3. I'm calling it now. I bet we go 15, baby.
That one surprised me. I definitely thought the defenders were going to win that one, but the attackers figured out a way to make it happen.
Well, the thing is coming down to the gun skill, and he came in. His aim lab was just a little bit longer, and he won that one out.
3-3 at the half.
3-3 at the half. Fighting for every inch
Attackers need to
of
locate
that grand finale. It's in sight. They can both see it. 4 wins separate one of these teams from going home, and one for going for glory.
Attackers have discovered the location of a bomb.
On the split, let's take a look at that defense. We will be heading into Armory Throne for the first take for Leviathan's first defensive look. I like what I'm seeing. You got the traps with the Frost. Frost, one of my favorite characters. They are also going to be pulling out the Solus as she is becoming more and more prevalent in the Intel game, surpassing even the Pulse in the Valkyrie. Aruni on the slowdown and Bandit for the breach.
We did not see a lot of breach now outside of Mute on the intelligence side on their defensive half, so now we're seeing the Bandit come out. I guess they played Cade once or twice, I think, but for the most part, left that breach now up to Mute.
And he did. You didn't see a lot of breach. There was a few times where Thermite was going for a last-minute breach, kind of a desperate execute. But most of the time, still even lost his life because they were still watching the flank for those. C4 primed and ready. Nope, on Dragon's Stairs.
That maneuver that Mute was pulling on them, a role reversal here at the top of Dragon Stairs.
But he does get droned out. Could be seeing a grenade come in to take a peek.
Ayana does make it in though.
And just like that, they've got top Dragon. Which of course translates into cash and also into the other top scorer bomb site. Sledge spraying through the wall, hoping to catch one. Does a little bit of damage on the Bandit, but not enough to take him down. Takes a little damage himself, but does ultimately get the kill. Ayana gets taken out as well as we get even up just outside of a minute and a half. Now Buck falls as well, taking main advantage over to Leviathans. There was a run out, but it wasn't successful. Everybody going to start to be turtling back down to site to help Nope as the last bit of the push is coming out. With a minute 20 left on the board, still plenty of time to suss out where the other enemies are, but it's not going to be enough because Sledge now falls as well, taking us down to a 4v2. Minute 10 left on the board. Lion taking a peek from Hatch. Decides he's not going to go for it. If anybody can pull out a clutch here, it's Abstain. You've seen him do it all night, but he needs to have a hell of a fight, and he needs to have it before 30 seconds comes around. Oil canister taken out. Don't have to deal with that.
To rotate though. Had to spending valuable time rotating.
Yep. That now takes us in to a Dragon take. Unfortunately, it's not enough. His line is the last one left on the board in a 1v4 with 30 seconds. He took the diffuser. Could be a big rotate, but more than likely, it's going to be a second, and he's going to chill up top and let his team take some time to think about it.
Yep, absolutely. Taking a walk around the park.
Gonna take a look and see what he can see.
I think we're seeing definitely a much more balanced KDs here for the most part. Nobody's sitting at the real low points.
Operators, you are out of time.
It was a good switch on the half. Good defense there, holding it together.
Incredible game by the homie Junior. Did that say he was 8-2?
Yes, sir.
Boy, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. You know, I've been looking for somewhere to go ahead and anoint somebody, but I'm gonna tell him, sheesh. 8-2. The homie Junior making a big appearance on map 3. Having a huge round.
Fantastic way to start off, for sure.
Leviathans take the first round after the half. And looks like we're seeing the cap cam come on the board. We're going to face us that, get a Bravo to try to counter that. Sure hope so. I mean, who doesn't love to see a reverse cap cam?
We will see. This is going to be interesting, whether or not, again, Capcan gets sussed out in the prep phase here.
Slew of 6 picks that come out, bringing Tabana, Ash, and Ace onto the board. So 2 breach for this top site hold.
5 seconds left before insertion.
Used Ying a lot, so they're worried about repercussions, so they do bring the Warden out. And mute to stop any of that pesky drone activity. And no Bravo. No Bravo coming out to deal with this cap cam.
Yeah, I think they're more comfortable with the operators that they know and trust, and that's why we're seeing the typical play, because they work.
They do. They do work, but if we're seeing it the first time you're coming out, I mean, potentially that's the reason you bring Capcan out and a 4-3 split, because you got the comfortable gameplay going on. Now you're going to catch somebody slipping. You catch somebody slipping for one round, and that could be the difference maker going to the grand finals or not. Capcan getting a ton of damage taken off of him. Still has C4 in pocket as well as Mute does. 4 sets of nades.
Pixel peak angle there.
Ace ripped off the board. Quickly traded out with the Warden. So any of the flashes from Habana will be effective still. 3 grenades from the Iona and the Sledges already used one of them. Inside 1 minute and 45, Capcan's going to take a peek on the hallway. Quick pre-fire, he's going to rotate around to the other side. He's got the intel from the alibi pings. They know where he's at. Well, my holding tight inside of sight. Got to worry about those 2 open windows in the break room. Unless everybody is inside already. And there we go. Kabana going to start opening up the breach, opening up sight lines.
I don't think she can. There's a mute jammer on the other side that is keeping her from being able to open those. Yep.
Beautiful. A mute jammer in the open on
in the hallway.
In the hallway and proving effective. Sledge loses his life, taking us to a 4v3 now.
Oh.
Geez, a 3v3.
That nade was so close.
Capcan is down, so effectively we're looking at a 3v2 unless they can get back and pick this Capcan up, but I don't think it's going to be the case. Oh!
Wow, that shot.
Yeah, Ferridum on the cross angle all the way down deep into sight, taking us now effectively into a 2v1 as Romaya is the last one who remains on his feet. Iona loses her life.
Oh.
He's now Kapana versus Wamai, and we have a huge standoff. 20 seconds left. Gonna have to push in.
She does have the diffuser.
Take that fight with Wamai.
But he's just playing hide and seek, waiting for her to have to take the diffuse.
5 seconds remaining.
The thing is does Wamai know?
Oh! No, he does not know.
He does not know. That is the answer to that question. Wamai doesn't know.
What a great rotate.
Huge rotate. Bringing us back up to a tie game. We are 4-4 heading into round 9. Nobody giving an inch of space. Everybody wanting a piece. And they're out there getting it.
Here we go.
Attackers
Tied
need
up
to
at-
locate and defuse bombs.
4-4 for round 9.
Camera feed up and running.
4-4, and it's all the marbles. Already a 6-pick onto the board. They showed one and then brought out the sledge, giving us 4 nades with that sledge and that Ayana. And we do have another breach denial coming out in the form of Cade instead of Bandito this time. And Valkyrie saying hello on Theme Park. So he's got those 3 cams and the C4 in hand. We're effectively looking at 3 C4s in pocket.
10 seconds.
Devastating in the wrong hands. Useless in the right ones, or and in the other wrong hands.
Attackers are moving to defuse the bomb.
I guess I don't really know how to say that. Devastating in the wrong hands, also not devastating in the other wrong hands.
It depends on which side of the C4 you're on.
God damn it, which hand? Ash coming out. 8 and 6 in the KD, hoping to take a peek, get a couple of those quick entry kills. Good for the soft breach as well as the sledge. Ayana on the intel. Ace already losing half of his life as Aruni is pre-firing down into where the window is. Hallway.
Didn't catch who that's. Thought we heard somebody rip a C4. There it was. It was Tech.
Yep. Tech gets one. The homie Junior falls as it goes to an even trade. Also taking a C4 off the board. That means there are 0 C4s now on the board. Unless there's one pre-planted. We're effectively in a 4v4 inside of 2. Big roam clear going. I mean, as you have to. I mean, it's such a small map. You don't take care of the top, it's going to bite you in the end.
Yep.
It's tough to quick plan, except for you're coming through the window, but you really got to have the IGL, see nobody's in sight. Headshot. Good night. Nope, got noped off the board as Cade falls.
Inserting code.
Sledge waiting for a call. Call goes out. He's going to go ahead and open the door, take a peek inside. Already holds down that lobby. 3-3 now as the trade does go out. We are full stacked beside each other with inside of a minute and a half. Valkyrie loses her life, taking us down into a 3v2 just outside of a minute left. We do have smoke still on the board with all 3 canisters still. It's going to prove quite effective in any sort of plant scenario. This is going to be happening inside of this minute now. Huge shotgun holding the angles from bathroom, hoping to get a quick peek and then settle out on a rotate back down to sight.
I think the only problem is he's not in sight. It's going to be tough. Tough to
But he
hold.
had the
Well, never mind. He had it taken
you have
care
some
of.
words. You want some salt and pepper with those words?
Cast or curse.
Yep, Aruni takes a second one, putting us down into a 1v1. Intelligence is sussing out where the last one could be, holding inside of the hallway. 22 seconds left. He's going to have to get in and put the sight. At 10 and 6 on the KD, he is the one to do it. Hard ping goes out as they got the intel on where he's at. Plant starts to go down. It is down to 50.
10 seconds left.
Waited
Down to
just long.
25.
Oh, no. I thought that he waited
my
long enough to
Lord.
convince that it was going to stay down, but waited until the very end to bait it out.
Either had some sort of call, had a drone on the flank watch or something, because some intel goes out, and instead of sticking it in the last 5 seconds, pops up to take that gunfight and walks away the victor. Huge Ash play. That was a huge Ash play.
That was well and really, really well played. I thought
man.
that she was going to stick the plant and he was going to be able to rotate around, take her head off. Proved me wrong.
Well, the call that went out, whatever sound, whether it was a sound call or whether it was a call from a fellow teammate, it saved Ash's life because he swings that corner while she's putting the last 2 seconds of the plant down. We're looking at a totally different scenario than the 5-4 that we're looking at right now. Slew of 6 picks coming out, 4 of them to be exact. Thermite, Buck, Sledge, and Twitch making an appearance. And on the defensive side of it, we do have another breach now. Is in the form of Bandit.
5 seconds to go.
Looking at 2 C4s, a couple of impacts also in the form of the
Attackers
Solus.
locate and defuse a bomb.
And Ghost is going crazy here too at 11, 6, and 1.
He was the one to do it for sure. He was the one to clutch the round. Looking at a 5-4 split on the back end of the half. This is exciting. If we're following suit, Leviathan should tie it up here
Attackers have
with
located
this
a bomb.
hold. So we'll see who takes. Spray goes out through the wall as Ayana's trying to get a quick early pick. She's rappelling onto the balcony. Soul's down below, getting rid of any sort of drones that are going on. Lots of intel going out. They are droning the top.
Oh, that Frost was close there on that buck angle.
But Kobe comes in with a huge grenade kill on the Goyo. You know he sat somebody down like that before. Man advantage now over to intelligence. Yeah, Solus is going to take on the ban roll here very quickly. Just is completely OP. Holding the long angle, takes a couple of shots, switches down over to Dragon, hoping to catch a rotate. Nothing there. Still 5-4, in just outside of a minute and a half left. Solus getting ready to stop the thermite charge from going out, making a couple of holes so she can impact. Got her special gadget, so be able to see when it's going down. Be a tough battle. Just outside of a minute left. Buck does go down and gets picked back up. I imagine that was a frost trap. As he is retrieved quite
the timing was there, and then I don't know what made her change her mind, but all of a sudden she had the nade pulled, ready to trick it.
She didn't. Tough. So here's the second one that's going out now.
Let them get that wall open.
I think it's more worth it to her to keep those impacts for any sort of push that's going to be coming in through any sort of smoke that they're going to be pulling out. Still got 2 grenades on the board, 2 smokes with the Twitch, 2 can openers on the Buck, a couple of flashes from, and there's those impacts, and they do go out. Does a little bit of damage, but ultimately Frost gets the headshot onto Thermite, taking us into a 4v3. Buck loses his life, taking us down to a 3v3. Half damage done onto the Solus, and a quick trade out, taking us into 2v1. Ayana loses half her life, sledged down to a quarter, and it's all up to the Frost. Got 10 seconds left. Gets one, but gets traded out. Attackers win that round, and as we said it, so shall be. Leviathans go up by 2. Or excuse me, intelligence goes up by 2. I read Leviathans as they call for their timeout.
Call for their timeout at match point. Not only match point, but series point. Because
match point, series point, grand finale point. It's the final point.
if intelligence wins this, they're going to be facing wild card aces in the grand final.
So this is it. 6-4. Leviathans need to have a huge round to keep themselves in. They need to have 2 huge rounds if they want any chance at OT, any chance to bring this
rematch
round a little bit closer and get that rematch to say, hey, we're not. You got us one time on a 7-0 shutout. One time. We're back in the finals. We're going to have it again. But they need to get through these 2 first. And that's going to be the tough one. The trade back and forth between the 2 teams has been prevalent, but with this last one, intelligence on attack, please show me a quick play. Showing them so far, Lion, Sledge, Buck, Thermite on a pretty standard setup for an attack round. I'm wondering if
it's been working. I think they're sticking with it because it's been working.
Well, it could be giving the defense 1 lick and then getting a 6 pick as soon as they get the chance, depending on where site's going to be at. I'm a big fan of opening up yellow and planting behind pillar. Could be a potential quick plant scenario if you can take Cafe top of arcade quick enough.
Back to throne. I think the most played site and theme.
I think so. Yep. Generally a first. Only one 6-pick coming out. The Twitch does make an appearance.
Electrosensor on.
So we won't be looking necessarily at a quick plant.
10 seconds to insertion.
Deploying jammer.
5 seconds to go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, spectators, players, friends, and family, we are 6-4. Intelligence wanting the round of their life to clinch a chance at glory in the grand finals of the OCS Major powered by Gorilla.gg.
Wall fortified.
Very similar setup in terms of how they're, how they're approaching the attack as well. 4 on the east side, Buck on the opposite. Going for the window top dragon.
Solus, very prevalent. Did bring out some trap ops in the form of the Frost and the Goyo. And this could be a pretty slow round. Now that we're not seeing a quick plant, we're going to see a lot of setup, a lot of taking time, second looks on the drone, making sure that we've got good intel at where everybody is at.
Targets in sight. Second floor. Sensor on. Searching for electronics.
2 in sight, 2 on the shallow roam, 1 on the deep roam. Solus, lots of intel going out. Ayana trying to clear out that top floor. Got a hard ping, knows that somebody's there as the drone goes out. And Frost does lose her life to that as the headshot comes out. Ripping it right off. Aruni as well taking a ton of damage. Ayana falls. Buck.
Ooh.
Oh.
Sledge gets it, takes it away from Buck.
Yep. So now we're looking at a 4v3.
Activating soft load.
Intelligence just a minute and a half away from clinching a spot at the OCS Major Grand Finale. All they have to do is close out these last final 3 kills. A minute and 15 on the board. Defense going to be trying to hold on with all of their might. Twitch taking their time, getting the cameras, getting the utility down as much as they can. Still do have the mute on board with the C4 in hand, and Goyo with the C4, and Nope with the C4 is a formidable thought. Solus with tons of intel. 55 seconds left on the board.
They're going for a huge vertical clear here. They're going to have basically all of A side vertical, and Mute and Goyo are stuck on the other side.
It's going to make it for a very tricky post plant if they're able to get it down. Now, Solus still does have 2 impacts, and we still have 2 C4s on the board, so we will have to contest with that. Don't necessarily have to be close. Thermite charge does go out, going a hole.
He's still going to have to win this in order to get the plant down so Buck can cover it.
Flash goes out, but it doesn't do any damage. Goyo does go down. Not out, but definitely down. Buck takes a little bit of damage. We're now 10 seconds in it. Buck takes a little bit more damage. Solus with the
grabs a double
kill on the inside. We're now 5 seconds away. 2v2. Intelligence 2 seconds away from clinching it as the diffuser is going down. Buck on the crossplay. It's all up to Mute. 1 C4
they picked him up.
Go down. Oh my gosh, Goyo does get back up. We're now in a 1v2. Plant did go down. Buck gonna have to hold the angle against 2 different players. Easy on the Goyo if he gets just 1 shot, but the Mute is gonna be tough, especially with a C4 that goes out. They can try to long on it, hold the angle. But Goyo does fall. Now it's all down to Mute in the classic 1v1. Mute going for the diffuse. He was half. It was a fake out. Buck pushes up, but he goes back around. He isn't fooled by that. 15 seconds left. Mute is going for the diffuse.
He's walking quiet.
There it is! And they do it! Intelligence heading to the grand finale for the OCS Major. Huge round. Plant, and it comes down to the 1v1. Intelligence with the dub. Lead. Woo! Big games, big kills, big plays, big maps. Intelligence just wanted it more. Get a copy of that scoreboard for me with that 7-4 dub over Leviathans. Couldn't do it against Wildcard, couldn't do it against Intelligence, and Leviathans are packing their bags as they're saying goodbye to the OCS Major, hopefully taking another shot at it next season. But for Intelligence, they're moving on. They're going to the big game. They're going to the finals where they're going to be trying to take on wild card aces, head-to-head Titans, lights out siege coming up. We're going to see if we can catch ourselves an interview. Stand by.
We are going to have an interview. Just stick with us for just a few more minutes. We're going to pull them into the Discord and have an interview with the winners from Intelligence. So hang with us just a moment.
What up, and welcome back to the finale of the lower bracket finals, where Intelligence just took a huge win, and we are joined right now with Ghosts from the winning team. First, just want to say congratulations on the huge dub, heading into the grand finale.
Yes, sir. Very excited.
Yeah, got to feel good about that. Trying to take home that
Absolutely.
$2,500 prize pool. You guys, I assume, have watched some VOD play on the Wildcard Aces. Anything you're concerned about going into that grand finale?
Not necessarily. I trust all of us to win our ones, but we definitely got to be ready for their aggression.
Yep, yeah, they definitely had a aggressive defense, so it's going to be fun to watch that. So you guys take map number 1, and it's a back and forth battle the whole time, right? It's beautiful. We go into map 2, and Leviathan takes it in a kind of a decisive victory. What's the conversation going into map 3?
Basically get our head out of our butts, and we gotta lock in, make sure we know we can win our gunfights compared to them. So we had to start trusting our gun skill more than what we were on Oregon, and we had to start working together a lot more, and I think we did that, and it showed.
Absolutely. You went walking through with the 7-4 score line for the
7-4.
final ones. Yeah, so you guys went up 3. Have you guys as a team, have you been playing together long?
I would say maybe like not even a month as this
Really?
5.
Wow.
Yeah.
So is there a core group that's been around and a new addition, or?
Yeah, there's 2 of us that were new additions. It was me and Waffle as the newest additions, and the core was Defrex, Psychics, Abstain, and Lemon, but Defrex decided he wanted to step away from comp, and he was a great power sub today, and he really showed it today.
Yeah, he definitely stepped up, especially in that second and third map. So you and Waffle, being the new guys, definitely had something to prove coming in to this playoffs, and you guys went huge. I mean, what, you went 12-9, 12-9, and 13-7. You were MVP for both rounds. Is there what had you dialing in towards the latter half of the rounds here?
I mean, I just kind of listened to our IGL Waffle and was just kind of going in and gunning. I decided, that we needed to take space and work together more. So I was kind of just baiting off of Waffle, or I was having Defrex refrag off of me. So I was just in the mindset of I can shoot more than these guys can, and I need to take the space.
Well, and it definitely showed. You guys had the trade out game, and you could tell in the way that you guys all had similar amounts of assists. I mean, and they were huge across the board. So you guys were all getting touches on everybody. Did you get a chance to watch a lot of VOD of Leviathans before coming into this match?
We actually watched 0 VODs.
0 VODs, so kind of just flying by the seat of your pants, trusting to your laurels and your strats.
Yeah, we trusted ourselves, and I think it paid off.
Yeah, well, it was a great game. It's super impressive. As a caster, we love seeing it go all 15, all 3 rounds, and you guys definitely put on a show. We're looking really forward to the grand finals match with Intelligence versus Wildcard Aces. At the end here, anything you want to say to anybody that's still watching the stream?
I mean, not really. Just trying to prove everybody wrong.
Prove everybody wrong, and that's the storyline. Underdogs coming into the grand finale, making a name for themselves. Newbies Waffle and Ghost trying to show their dominance in the OCS Major Grand Finale. Well, I just want to say congratulations again. It was a great game. You played lights out Siege. It was really fun to watch.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations again.
Once again, I appreciate it. Y'all have a good night.
Absolutely, you as well. Well, you heard it here. Didn't get to watch too much VOD, but they're going to be practicing. They're going to be rehearsing. They're going to be thinking about this grand finale run that's coming up. The team from nowhere that pulled in 2 newbies and really are just writing their own Cinderella story. And we're heading to a real David versus Goliath scenario here.
Yeah, I mean, the Intelligence was coming in on the lower bracket, right? The Leviathans were in the upper bracket, dropped down to the lower for this lower bracket final. So Intelligence, or Lycus Empire for those following the major previously, have been battling their way through the lower side. So it's great to see them get a chance to play Wildcard Aces in the final. Yeah,
it's going to be, I think, another round or another best of 5, by the way, not a best of 3. We head into the grand final, and it is a best of 5. And I think we're going to be seeing some lights out Siege. Just really, I think we might see some Solus bands. I think a zombie might still stay out of there. But I think we'll probably see the classic maps. And I think it's going to be a head-to-head battle royale. And I think when we're done with it, we're all going to need a double shot.
Yes, sir. We are.
Speaking of double shots, my name is WhiskeyGlitter. My partner and co-host is Mr. WhiskeyRun. You can find us at Siege DoubleShot on Twitch TV. Also on YouTube to find any of our casted replays without all the dead space of the live Twitch. And highlight reels of all the kills captured and featured here tonight in this round. So give us a check out. Your veteran voices of the OCS Major official. Couple of thank yous we'd like to say. One of them, you guessed it, Gorilla.gg. Super grateful for all the work and help that you put in to make this OCS Major the spectacle and entertainment that it is. You can find them as great people, great website. You can find them on all of your favorite games, hosting tournaments across all kinds of platforms. Really grateful to Gorilla.gg for allowing us to host this. Big thank you to Outlast for bringing in WhiskeyGlitter and WhiskeyRun for this OCS Major, allowing us to be part of this epic story that's being told across this major playoffs run here, heading us into the finales. And a special thank you to KS Diver and Songbird for all the help they helped get us going production wise, allowing us to go ahead and be the veteran official voices of the OCS Major.
Absolutely.
Thanks to everybody that's watching, that stuck around. Catch us on the next one, and as always, you don't have to go home.
But you can't stay here.
Heyo!
Let's go!